Yo, 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 we are back. What it do?
Yo,
What up? Are you a Trump supporter?
yeah, yeah. That's why I'm here, right?
Cool. What do you like about Trump?
That he's not a puss ass bitch. He's not a nigger lover. He's not a faggot. Duh. I mean, that's the only reason I voted for him.
Checks out.
I mean, why else would I vote for somebody else?
Uh, Yo, what's up, man? How are you?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
I am a Trump supporter. Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
18, by the way, just for TikTok purposes. So I think there's a good reasons in favor of supporting Trump. One reason in specific that I would say is the fact that he's keeping trans women out of women's bathrooms. I
Right.
mean, and like women's sports as well. Trans women out of women's sports would be like the main.
It's crazy that he was able to convince people that that was such a big issue that it's worth fucking up the entire economy for.
What do you think? Okay, that's completely irrelevant. I mean, do you think it's okay for trans women to be in women's sports?
So I think what we need to do, if this was like an actual concern, I feel like
It
what would
is an actual.
happen.
I'm concerned right now. I mean, I'm
All right.
not concerned now, but
All right. If this were an actual thing, there would be more than 5 people in a league of 500,000. And also, I feel like there's more of a delicate conversation to be had. Instead of just kind of like
ooh,
coming around and being like fuck trans people and men or women, yada yada yada, we would actually
wait.
talk about the science.
Do you think that you think like let's say one person out of in like say 1,000 people, it wouldn't be that big of a deal?
No, and it hasn't been.
Okay, well, let's look at the scenario. Suppose that there are 1,000 people in a school, and then one of them has a weapon, right? Does that sound like the 1,000 people can just take out the guy that has a weapon?
Where, can you tell me what like the weapon is in the non
A
scenario?
loaded AR-15.
Instead of the metaphor, what's the weapon in the trans person in sports? Where's the weapon?
Uh, yeah. So the weapon is just going to be the muscles, the testosterone, the ability to win.
So, do we have any outliers that, like, for instance, in the Olympics, there hasn't been a single instance of someone
Uh,
medaling that
Iman
was
Iman
trans?
Iman Khalif, I think, right?
Iman is a born female.
Oh. Anyways, but I mean, yeah, like it can happen, right? So it doesn't really matter whether or not it did happen. The thing is, it can happen,
So,
and
I
if we put a stop to that,
okay,
I think I
again,
think that's like the biggest issue in America right now. I mean, it's not an issue now since Donald Trump, obviously.
I think he did it with an executive order, which will just be thrown out.
Well, that's why I support him because I know for 4 years the women are going to be safe in sports.
What about all the trans people that he's demonized? He spent like $200 million
Uh,
demonizing trans people.
yeah, because I mean, you can almost say like they deserve it insofar as well, let me finish. You can say almost say that they deserve it insofar as they want to be this thing, which they're not. I think like a white individual trying to be black should be demonized. An adult pretending to be a minor should be demonized. Uh, a woman or a man trying to be the opposite gender should be demonized.
Okay, so when we talk about identities, we're talking about things that are internal. And when you're talking about race, these are things that we use phenotypes for. So, for instance, uh, there might be some outliers where maybe somebody who's got like a skin condition who might be like white presenting, but they're obviously like black or born to a black family.
Like an albino person
Sure.
that was conceived by two people that satisfy the
Yeah.
characteristics that are
What would
completely
they
true of a
be? Would
black
they be
individual.
black?
Would they be black?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm agnostic on that.
Yeah. I don't think
But
anybody
like,
is trying to go
but
around.
I actually think the question would have to be turned on you, of whether or not you believe that they would be black because they're presented in society as white.
I don't think that it is as simple as how you present either. So, while they might have like the lineage and the phenotypes and the history and the same struggles that somebody who is black would have, I think those, like a mixture of those things, is what make you black. It's not just simply because if we look at people's melanin content, it
Well,
doesn't actually make you like literally black, right? It makes
well,
you
here's what I don't like about like these ideas of like these two categories, and then whoever that satisfies more with one category is going to be this thing, because it's like you couldn't even define a human. Oh well, what's a human? Oh, it's going to be someone who's from the Homo sapien species or something like that. And then what is that? It's going to be someone that satisfies X, Y, and Z. And then oh well, this person only satisfies X and Y, and he was conceived by two people that satisfy X, Y, and Z. Is he considered X, Y, and Z? Like oh well, it's going to be X, Y, and possibly Z. Oh, well, this animal over here, who was not conceived by X, Y, and Z, satisfies X, Y.
yeah.
Is he now a
It's
human?
because
It
these
seems like
are
you can't get into like a common ground when it comes to like.
yeah. So when it comes to things like gender, you obviously know that is just a social construct. And
Well, I
depending on,
reject that.
well, then you're like alone, I guess.
I'm alone in rejecting that gender is a social construct.
Yes. Like,
I
I
think that's
think,
just a position held by people that affirm trans women are women.
no, because
Which
gender
half of
gender's
people don't
obviously
affirm
just
trans
made
women
up.
are
We've
women.
like gender,
Well,
a
actually, more
woman.
than half of people affirm trans women are not women.
Okay.
So I'm
A
not alone.
woman is an adult female, according to you, right?
Adult human female,
All
yes.
right. What is an adult?
An adult in America, it would be someone who's above the age of 18.
There you go. In America, right? So depending on where
Yeah.
you are, even when we talk about what is white, what is black, in certain parts of the world, maybe people who we colloquially consider white wouldn't be white in other parts of the world, right?
No, no, but it's analytically true. So it's like if someone says, oh, an adult is like, suppose that someone goes to a different country, they're like, say, I don't know, say they're 16, they're a minor in the United States, and they go to a country where 16 is considered an adult, then yeah, they're an adult in that new country, the country that they went to where 16 is considered an adult. But that's just going to be analytically true based on like what they deem as an adult in that's a
It's called a
specific
social construct.
society.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly. But it's kind of like, for example, say, in America, someone is like 16, and then they pose as 21, and they want to get into a bar and stuff like that, right? You think, and then they have like a fake ID. They tell everyone that they're 21, and then everyone accepts this individual as 21, and then you come to find out this individual is 16. Do you think that now that you found out this individual is 16, that they're 16 now? And they were 21 when you thought they were 21, or were they always 16?
No, I think that what you're saying is like someone lying about their age is the same
And
as.
someone lying about their gender, yeah.
Okay, so but gender is literally something we've made up. Like if we were to burn all of this to the ground, if we were to burn down all of the way we think about this gender shit, if we were to burn it all to the ground and rewrite all the science textbooks, all of the science textbooks would come back exactly the same. We would say sex is this, large gametes, small gametes, X, Y, X, X, and the continuum in between. But
Hmm.
gender would come back something else. It would be completely different. It would be made up. We could have three, we could have five. We could have people who are born male and then assigned the opposite gender that is most usually associated with their sex. Um, that is what you need to understand is that it's literally fake. So for you to sit here and say like
Yeah,
hard
like,
cold that you can't like do one and the other is silly. It's silly.
okay, well, yeah, yeah. So I think that with the principle of Occam's razor, I think the more simpler thing to assume is that since we say, all right, a woman is going to be an adult human female, it's going to be a lot more simpler than having to go through all these different interpretations that the people that say trans women are women have. Oh, well, I believe it's a social construct. Well, I
Yeah.
believe it's this kind of construct. I believe that it's someone who
Occam's
satisfies this
razor
and
is
this.
not a thing that we use to maintain the way we think about society. Occam's razor is like useful way of thinking to determine what most likely be true, but it's
Yeah,
not
and I
something
think
that
it's
we
most likely
use.
to be true that trans women, I mean, or not trans
I
women,
think it's for
a
people
woman is an
who
adult human
aren't
female.
able to understand complex ideas. Like if you admit that your whole life view wants to be like you want to use Occam razors to determine what is true about the world around you, and you're also assigning people identities with it, it's not useful.
Well, I think, yeah, but then when you go to this entire idea of, oh, well, it's going to be this complex thing of what a woman is. It's like, if woman is just this term that's commonly used around, why does it have to have this like complex basis behind it? If it's so simply used and like,
Yeah,
uh,
where we are, like if you were born as an indigenous person here in the same ground, in the same part of America, and you were born with androgynous features, you could be considered a two-spirited person. And then some fucking idiot colonial person be like, "That's not a thing," and you can be like, "You can't tell me that's not a thing. That's a thing, right?"
mhm. Yeah, but it's like, what's the evidence that they have behind it? And then the person
There's
who's
no evidence
indigenous and have
needed.
and it's
It's
like this like set type of dualist or whatever that believes that you have like one nature that's thing and then some sort of spiritual nature. Like what's their evidence behind that, or is it just going to be something completely arbitrary that they're posing?
I think it's about the same amount of evidence that we would use to say that any religion might be true, right?
Um, yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, you can say that in favor of like what religion is true. It would be arbitrary insofar as we don't have any epistemic certainty, or like there can be something to weaken our religion and then something that will strengthen it and then the same will go for like other religions, but
I think that no
um
matter how much you debate this, no matter what, it will never go away that trans people will identify as whatever gender they feel necessary. And it's also useful when we talk about science and medicine. What is useful to help them stop feeling distress and suicidality is helping affirm the gender they identify as. And if you can't see that and you see the usefulness in that, then I feel like that you're just out here terrorizing people because of your way of thinking.
well, yeah, but like back when if we go to like the black people thing, it's like, oh well, black people is not a social construct, that's just a
It absolutely
biological.
is.
Oh, so you
Race
affirm
is
that
a
black,
social construct.
so I can identify as black,
No, because those are things that rely
so
on
it's
things
not a
like
social
phenotype.
construct,
Yes, it is a social construct.
so I can
Race was
identify as black,
invented. Yes.
so I can identify as black because it's a social construct,
I mean, no, you can't because you
so it's
don't
not a
have the
social construct.
phenotypes of a black person. You don't have your lineage doesn't trace back to the things that make give people blackness.
Okay, so it's not a social construct, you're
It
giving
is a social
biological
construct,
features.
but it's
No,
hard. It's hard written.
because you're grounding it. You're saying it's based on these biological features,
Hmm.
whereas like a social construct is kind of like arbitrary. It's like,
What is a
oh,
Cowboys fan?
what's a Cowboys what?
Cowboys fan.
Cowboys fan. Oh, a Cowboys fan. It's just gonna be someone. Well, to define a Cowboys fan, it would be something circular. It would just be someone who's a fan of the
Right.
Cowboys.
I feel like the same thing for gender.
You're gonna be someone who identifies as like a woman is someone who identifies as a woman.
Yes, somebody who
Yeah, but then that's
subconsciously
like
identifies as a woman. Yeah.
but here's like the difference there. So in this case, woman is a word that, well, like for example, I want the word term like woman defined. Suppose that I was just like alone on some island, right? And then you came up to me and then you mentioned like, let's say supposedly I knew how to speak English, but I didn't really know what like the words really meant, so I could like communicate with you. And you use the term woman, and then I said, "What is a woman?" Right? And I
Hmm.
was on this island alone, and you were like, and you kind of like, you were on a ship and you came here,
I would say
and then
things usually associated with feminine traits.
okay, things that are usually associated with feminine traits, but then you'll throw all that in the garbage as soon as someone does have all those feminine traits but identifies as a man. Then
Right.
those
And we
feminine
have
traits
that,
are
right?
completely. redundant.
We have that, right? Like you'd probably
No,
point to a
I'm
bunch
saying
of
you would
people
do
in my
that.
audience who say like I'm a sissy boy, I'm a soy boy, or something low
Like,
T.
no, yeah, but like you just said, oh well, you're gonna start naming features that are true of a woman to describe like or
And
like of a
depending on the
female.
time, right? Depending on the time period,
Well,
because
to the
I could say
but
like
then it's
long
like,
hair, heels, and stuff, but that wouldn't
yeah,
even
but
be
what's the
true if we
point of
went back
that?
like
What's the
2 years ago,
point of all
200
that
years ago.
if you're just gonna throw that entire definition in the garbage as soon as they identify as a man? Then you say, oh, they're not a
This
woman, they're a man.
the same way we would say you're not a Steelers fan, you're a Cowboys fan, and if they change the next day and be a fair weather fan of the Cowboys, I can be like bullshit. You're not actually a Cowboys fan.
Look, listen. So if it's like, suppose that I was talking about Cowboys fans to some guy that I saw on an island, and he says, "Oh, what's a Cowboys fan?" And
Hmm.
then I would have to explain to him, well, the Cowboys is just going to be this sports team, this one of many sports teams that people, and a sport is going to be this thing where it's like, all right, well, people are like a fan of it, or people have like some sort of desire towards it. They like watching it. This is exactly what a sport
Yeah,
is, and it
yeah,
could be
but
like
you would
many
call
different
someone
things.
out. Like you could meet
I
all
wouldn't
of
use the
those
term cowboy
qualifiers.
again because it would be like
Yeah,
completely useless to use the term cowboy.
but
But
you
it's
would
like if you
also
were to
doubt.
ask me, since we both speak English, it's like, oh well, it's going to be someone who likes this specific team. We're like, oh
Yeah,
well, is a Steelers fan a
but
Cowboys fan? Because a Steelers fan is also going to be a fan of someone
right.
who's a fan of the
But
specific
listen,
team.
you could be a Steelers fan your whole life, and the second the Steelers fan, like the Steelers versus the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, and the Steelers lose, and that person the very next day throws out his Steelers jersey and they're a Cowboys fan, he would catch a lot of flack from Cowboys fans who've been Cowboys fans their whole life, right?
Yeah. You're just hinging on like this subjectivity kind of like idea where it's like, oh, it's subject to change. Today you can like pizza, and then tomorrow you can hate pizza. Well, that's the thing. I'm saying that there's an objective standard behind it, not the subjective standard behind it. So it's like, say, oh, there's a subjective standard behind it, then there's gonna be no problem with me as a white man calling myself black, because tomorrow I can wake up and think that I'm black, and you say, oh, well, there's
Those
gonna
are
be this
based off of
phenotypical traits.
yeah, those are based
Well,
off
yeah,
of.
but
th-
if we say someone is black is going to be the specific color that we deem to be black, is an Indian guy black? Or since they're usually darker than black
no, it
people?
has to do with lineage too, right?
Okay, but
So
then
you
that
can't
individual will be like
identify outside
African.
of your lineage.
Wait, but then so we're going to call like African people black people? Someone
Um,
can be like, is Elon Musk black?
no, it's a combination. It's a combination of things. It's not just phenotypes, or it's
So
not
it's
just
going to have to
lineage.
be the fact
So it's
that
a
you're
combination
African,
of the outward
being
presenting and
African and being
lineage.
dark skinned.
Yes.
Okay, so what if you're dark skinned like an Indian and you were born in Africa? Are you black?
No, you would be Indian, right?
Yeah, but I'm
They call
African,
them
right?
brown, right? They call
No,
them
but
brown.
brown is the term like you. So like in this case, brown. So that's the entire idea I'm trying to say. It's like, why are we using the term black when by black we're referring to a specific color, right? So we're not using black as like some sort of like arbitrary
Well,
thing here.
black
I'm
is
saying,
very arbitrary. It's very weird how we've labeled people black, white, whatever, because they're
and say,
not
oh,
actually
this
those
person is brown.
colors. But like 20, 40 years ago, Italians were not white, right?
Wait, I
But
understand,
they're
but
white. And same thing with
but
Irish people.
can you acknowledge that an Indian and a black person can have the exact same skin color?
Sure, but there's other phenotypes that go along with that.
Uh, okay, and what if this individual happens to satisfy those phenotypes? Like normally, let's say a black individual will have certain hair that's like more like coarse and stuff, right? But let's say this black individual has more of like a like tight curl, not like super tight curls, but similar to say, I don't know, how can I describe
They can
it?
be black
Maybe like a
presenting.
light skinned Puerto Rican
They can be
kind of.
black presenting, and then like I have a friend who I swear to God, I thought he was black, but he's actually like Dominican, and he
Mhm.
has to correct people all the time. So people
That's
can
the
mistake
thing.
that, right?
Okay, yeah, but that's the thing. So the fact that you have this friend who you thought was black, yeah, if you just saw him in public, you would have said, "All right, this is a black guy," because you're saying, "Oh, society." It's how you're presented in society, right? So someone can be presented as a woman in society. They can wear makeup, a dress, have long
According
hair, and you're gonna
to
think they're a woman.
certain people,
But
it's
then,
according to certain regions.
uh-huh.
It's not even
But then you
universal, right?
realized,
It's not even
yeah. But then you
universal.
uh-huh, yeah. It's not, yeah. It's not gonna be universal. But like, let's say then you found out that, oh, this individual says, "Oh, I'm not black or whatever," right? Now, you're not saying that he's not black because he didn't identify as black, but rather because there's actually this biological truth behind it, regardless of how you perceived him, right? And it's the same going to be about like a trans woman, that there's this biological truth that they have X, Y chromosomes, that they have, these certain properties or whatever that are true of a man or so an adult human male. And it's like, all right, well, then they're a man. So regardless of how they present themselves in society. And this is exactly why I brought up like the age thing. It's like, let's say we're using the United States standards and some 16-year-old girl can go out into clubs, present herself as 21, have a fake ID, and do all these things. It
Age
doesn't
is not
change the fact
malleable.
that she's,
Age is
what was
not
that?
malleable.
I don't know what that means.
Can be misshapen, can be misconstrued. It's not something you can
Uh,
change. Age is not
yeah, yeah, yeah.
malleable.
Okay, yeah. So it's not something you can. It's like, regardless of how you can change it. I mean, suppose it's Halloween, right? Anyone can wear a mask and a costume, right? So suppose a black guy wears the exact same costume as a white guy, and they're both fully covered. You don't know who's black and who's white, but it's going to be necessarily true that behind one of these costumes is a black guy, and behind one of these costumes is a white guy.
Okay. And
And that's exactly what how I'm painting that here is going to be like, all right, well, a trans woman can try to look like a woman, even though society perceives them to be a woman, because the traits are typically true of a woman. It doesn't change the fact that they're biologically a man, and they're an adult, and it's
there's no such
essentially
thing as
kind of
biological man. Like nobody's born man,
biologically a
right?
male.
There you
Sorry,
go.
yeah,
All right. So
biologically a
yeah, so
male.
you're thinking of sex, and this is separate from gender. You agree?
Uh, no. I just told you it's not. I said that it's going to be this lie that you tell.
You accept that sex and gender have delineation, right?
Yeah, there's going to be delineation between them insofar as like we can say, I'm not going to say that if someone is a woman, then they're a female, and if they're a female, then they're a woman. Now, it's true that if they're a woman, they're a female, but if they're a female, that doesn't automatically entail that they're a woman. They could be a girl, they could
Right.
be whatever,
There's
they could
a
be a
there's a
child.
there's a thing where we add an age, and depending on what age, depends on where you're standing on the globe we're on, right?
Hmm.
So that's kind of weird. That's very malleable. That's what I mean by when I say malleable.
But yeah, I think like my position would be like more consistent here.
I think that no matter what you do and how many people you try to convince otherwise, we will still be calling trans women women and trans men. And the fact that you guys can't grasp the fact that gender
No,
is something that
that's the thing.
we've
That's the
made up,
funniest part.
and we've all colloquially agreed that
Yeah.
just like 40 years ago when we thought Italians weren't white, and now all of a sudden all of them are magically white,
Hmm.
trans women are all now magically women. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the entire idea. It's like the thing is, I can accept that. I can think that this person is a woman, but it doesn't change the fact that it's biological truth behind it. For example,
Nobody's trying to lie about their biology.
well, yeah, suppose that I have two friends, John and Dave, and I had some sort of Halloween party or whatever, and then one of them comes, John comes, similar body stature, and then he was wearing a costume, and I thought it was Dave the entire time, and he didn't even mention that he was John. And then I come to find out that he was Dave. Now, was he John before I found out he was Dave?
No, he was Dave.
Yeah, he was always Dave.
Sure.
And I just thought that he was John the entire time. So I can think that someone is a woman, but it doesn't change the
Can
fact that
Dave go
if they're.
legally change his name to John? Yeah, he can.
No, I'm talking about the specific person here.
Yeah, and can
The
that specific person go change their name legally? Yeah, they can.
no. Yeah, they can change their name. That doesn't mean anything. I'm
They
talking
can
about like
go by
let's say
John
let's say they're
randomly
not
too.
changing their name, right? And it's just like there's two distinct people, John and Dave. All right. I'm saying that I think that this is John who just came to my party. Uh, and the entire time I've been thinking it's John. And then as he's about to leave, he takes off his mask, and I come to find out that it's Dave. Now, he didn't suddenly become Dave. He always was Dave, regardless of the fact that I thought he was John the entire time. And I think that's just going to be completely like analogous to this entire like gender thing. And it's
I
going to
don't
be
think
way
so.
more
Like,
consistent.
no matter what, you'll ask anybody who's trans what their sex is, and they'll tell you. And that will always be something that is undeniable. That is totally fine. You can have that. But when we talk about social constructs, when we talk about gender, We can absolutely say that trans men are men and trans women are women. And especially when it comes to minimizing distress and suicidality for these people, they absolutely do need their gender affirmed to stop feeling the terrorism you guys have brought them, especially Trump.
Um, yeah, honestly, I would just like disagree with that entire notion. It's like, all right, well, you're saying, oh, well, it's because they call themselves a woman and all this stuff. Yeah, but my friend John or my friend Dave over there could have just called himself John the entire night, and I would have thought that he was John, and I did think that he was
They
John.
can do that. And you know what? To a certain group of friends, if I wanted to right now, I could start a whole new group of friends. And my real name is actually John, but I can say it's David. And they will all call me David. And that will be the truth. When they
Hmm.
say David stole $5 from me, they'll know exactly who they're talking
Well, no,
about.
no, no. In this case, that's not analogous. So I'm referencing two distinct people. You're referencing yourself. You're just saying that, oh, I'm changing my name to David to these people. You're not necessarily lying because the name in this case is just going to be picking out you. So it's just describing what you are, right? So you're just saying, name doesn't actually have a meaning behind it. And so far as like, oh, what
I
is
think it's a
John?
horrible
And then
analogy.
and
Like,
then I describe you, right?
yeah, and they're
John
going
could
to go,
just
oh,
mean
Dave.
something based on where like the name actually derived from.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about
I
the
think
individual in and of itself. So this specific John that I'm talking about, I thought it was this specific friend of mine, John, but it happened to be this specific friend of mine, Dave, the entire time. That's two different people. You're talking about just yourself and calling yourself David in front of all these new people that you just met, even though your real name is John. I don't think that really changes anything. Your name could be Jonathan and you could call yourself John. John and Jonathan are two distinct names. I don't think that really means anything.
hi, Artemis.
Hey, what's up? I
Gerald,
see
thank you for
what.
the $5. Joker should educate us on what a chair is. Thank you, Gerald. By the way, chat, I am doing a scooter fund. And if you guys want to help me raise funds for a new scooter so I can crush Johnny's girlfriend's ass, the uh, the funds are up to $162 out of 500. We are trying to raise money so that I can get to his sister's house faster. Uh, Go ahead, Artemis.
Oh, you're good. So are we having a like definition debate, semantical debate?
No, not really. I was just saying that if we're defining like woman, and in one case I say it's an adult human female, in the other case it's going to be the social construct. I think the simpler way to use it in this case would just be an adult human female because it's more logically consistent.
Wait, are
Whereas
you
like
saying? Wait, just for clarification, are you saying definitions are objective?
I think some definitions are objective, not all definitions. Most
How?
definitions are not objective.
But
Like if
how
I were
could
to
some?
describe Yeah, if I were to give you the definition of like a square or a triangle, I can just list out the fundamental axioms as like a conjunct in the definition, and
But
that
that
would
would
just
be
be a
based upon
necessary.
mathematics, not based upon colloquial
Well,
definitions
well,
from
the
like
definition
Webster.
would be true of itself. So if I said, all right, well, a square is going to be this thing with four equal sides and four equal angles, and I'm just listing out the fundamental axioms to as the definition of what a square is, right? That's still a definition for what the square is, and it's objective. And anything that negates that definition would no longer be a square. At least if we're using in like the idiosyncratic notion, right? If we're just
Yeah, but that's
speaking
still going to be
English.
principles. Like I'm asking
So
you on colloquial usage, which is what's going to be
well, listen.
Merriam-Webster.
So when we're there's a sense reference distinction as proposed by Gottfried in the late 19th century, which is going to be the distinction between the semantic content and the extension of a phrase. So do you know what those things are, or would you like me to explain it to you?
No, like I understand what you're explaining to me. Like you're basically essentially stating that we should just go ahead and accept like that some of definitions are going to be objective due to the fact that they're based upon the semantical principles that you're listing here. But like I would say that adult human female doesn't necessarily adequately describe gender, which is the social construct. I would say that you just simply are choosing that because it's been this
Okay.
way.
So what would you say a woman is?
An adult human being whose gender identity aligns with their schema of the female sex.
Okay. What's the difference between that and just saying we can just reduce that sounds like a more jargon heavy way of just saying, oh, it's an adult individual that identifies as a woman.
So it's not more jargon heavy, it's actually being very specific. And it's talking about the fact that when we even look within individuals who are female, there's going to be variation amongst what makes them female because we have
Hmm.
sex variation when it comes to characteristics and when it comes to like definitions. And so in even within biology, when we define female, we say typically, we don't say absolutes because we know that
Hmm.
there's going to always be those that don't fit the norm. And so it would be inaccurate to
Yeah.
say absolutely all females are this. So
Hmm.
that's why I said their schema of the female sex, because it's going to be a catalog system used to determine what exactly the female sex is to the individual.
And by the
Okay,
way,
wait.
we
So,
to throw a wrench in your square thing, like there's also other uses of the word square, right? And I could point to
uh,
something that's not exactly a perfect square, and I point to it and say that's a square, and you'd be like, oh, okay, that's square. Well, it's kind of a
well,
rectangle,
no, no,
right?
no. It's not about that. So, no, there's no such thing as a perfect square in physical reality, right? So, when we're talking about what a square is, and I'm using the fundamental axioms as an idiosyncratic notion, then I'm just referencing it as what a square is like, cognitively, or like how we would perceive what a square to be. Like, for example, you don't know what the number three looks like, but I can just, describe the number three as the successor of two, given that it's going to be an element of any natural number, right? But you couldn't tell me what the level, like the number three, looks like in reality. So regardless of how you say, oh well, that thing's a square right there, like you can actually point to any real square. Fun fact: there's no perfect shapes in reality because we're just going to be reduced to like atoms and particles and stuff like that.
All right, perfect.
There's
So your whole thing goes out the window.
My whole thing goes out the window. No, no,
Yeah,
because that's not how we're doing. We're
if
going to
you say
reduce
squares are
everything.
objective, and then you define a square as something with four perfect equal sides,
Yeah,
then
that's true.
you would be pointing at nothing in existence, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's true because we're not going to be pointing at. It's not going to
So
be
we're
physical. It's
using a
just going to be.
colloquial term for square, and it's not objective.
No, the term is objective. There's no square in reality. Like, for example, I can describe Superman, but Superman doesn't exist.
Yeah, and there's a million different types of Superman, right?
Okay, that doesn't matter. Like, the entire
It does.
idea is it's analytically true. So, you know what analytically true means? It's going to be
Sure.
that something is true in virtue of its definition, right?
Okay.
So, the definition in here would be describing what a square is, regardless of the fact that there is not a square in reality, which there isn't a square in reality. There's no perfect line, there's no perfect circle, there's no perfect anything when it comes to like shapes in reality.
Sorry to
So
throw a
we're just
wrench in
using the
that,
analytic
Artemis.
definition where it's going to be true of a
Yeah.
square
Yeah,
as we're perceiving
I
what a
get
square
it.
to be.
I get it. So again, something that's so malleable, something that is literally a social construct that changes within time, within region, legislature rules on that, and call like one entire half of the country or even half of the world something like crazy or dysfunctional. I would
Well,
just point to you to your entire party, 80% of which thinks that like magic is real.
um, okay, I don't see a problem with with magic being real insofar as like you say, if
The
theism is
Bible.
true, then no, if you said something like, if theism is true, then magic is real. Theism is true, conclusion, magic is real.
All
Now, if
right.
you give
Well,
a
if
sound
gender is a
argument
social construct,
which raises the
then trans women are
hypotheses,
women.
huh?
If gender is a
Trans
social
women,
construct, then trans women are women.
if gender is a social construct, then trans women are women. And then you'd have to give the argument for the antecedent. In this case, the antecedent is trans women are women. And then why is it the case that trans women are women? Or what is or like the fact that it's a social construct, the entire conditional in and of itself? Oh, because it's going to be an individual whose gender identity uh, is aligned with the female sex. What does that even mean?
Okay,
Like,
well, what does it
Explain
mean
that to
that
me
God
already.
created man out of clay? What does it mean that the earth is 6,000 years old? What does it mean that God
that
walked
that's
on
that's
water?
that's
All of these
completely
things we
irrelevant.
know are not actually real. Like half of us actually know that these things are crazy ideas and they're most
Oh,
likely not
well, then I'll
true.
reject that. I'll reject that notion.
So
Like,
you just strawmanned me. I didn't like, or you more so not strawmanned. You like misrepresented my argumentation. I
that's
explained to you what
strawmanning.
I meant by schema of the female sex. It's a catalog system. If you don't understand that, I can explain it to
Okay,
you.
yeah, you can explain to me what this catalog system is.
Yeah, it's what we use in like every day. So it's going to be a cognitive framework or mental structure that organizes information, beliefs, and expectations about the world, oneself, or situations.
Okay, and then do you have this specific thing that's typically true of the female sex? And then if an individual satisfies this in your worldview, they would be considered a woman, correct? Or
It's
am
going
I
to be based
mistaken?
upon their catalog system of the female sex.
No, it's going to be based on yours. It's going to be
Why would it be based on mine when I said in the definition?
because it's your
that it's
definition.
I just said in the definition, it's an adult human being whose gender
No,
identity.
no. Okay, so see,
I'm so sorry. No. You're not going to interrupt me. I said in my definition, I said it's an adult human being whose gender identity aligns with their schema of the female sex. Nowhere in that definition does it say my idea of the female
Okay.
sex. It is stating theirs.
Oh, okay. So that's completely like weird. It's just like you're like, all right, well, I'm okay with
Not
people being
really.
stupid. Well, in that
I'm
case,
sorry,
why
what
are
did
you
you just say?
wait, are you okay with like MAGA since it's their ideology?
Whoa. Pump the brakes. This is Leo, by the way, I'm sure.
I'm not big Leo debates.
I'm sure.
No,
I'm
big
not
Leo's
big
What
Leo
did you
debates.
just say?
actually.
What did you just say? Roll the tape. Roll the tape back. What did you
What-
just say? You're okay with people being what?
Okay with people being, I don't know. Can you repeat
Oh,
what I said? Can you repeat
people being
what I said?
stupid?
Or am I okay with? No, that's what she said. She's
No,
okay
no.
with being people.
I didn't say that.
She didn't say shit.
No, I
You
reduced
said
that.
that.
I reduced
That
it
came
to
out
that.
of your mouth.
No, I know. I came out of my mouth because I reduced what she said.
So
I said
you
it's
are
essentially
assuming
just
there's a
going to be
person
you
right
saying,
here
"Oh,"
in
I
front
said,
of you who
wait,
is
can
an
you?
adult human
Okay.
female and is not a woman. And by your own logic, you think that I am stupid. You think I do not know who I am or what I am. That is
What are you?
not a woman.
Okay, you're not a woman, and then are you an adult human
Correct.
female?
I am.
Okay, so the only way that I know that you're not a woman is simply by asking you.
Correct.
Okay, so you think that identification criteria would satisfy most of the reasons in favor of what makes an individual that gender?
I mean,
I
yeah.
would say utility purposes.
Okay, that's
only
beautiful. That's beautiful. So then that makes everything else completely redundant. So suppose that there's
Here's
a
the thing.
company.
Here's the thing.
Wait,
Here's the
nope.
thing.
Well,
No,
I'm
no, no, no,
speaking
no,
now.
no,
I
no,
didn't
no.
cut you off.
You've cut me off several times. Stop, take a breather, and understand that my subjective experience in my own body is the ruling factor of my identity. You are just a witness to it. Your opinion, your assumptions have no weight here.
Okay. Well, suppose that there's a company owned by 5 individuals, right? And then one individual in this company owns 60% of the company, and then the other 4 people each own 10% of the company. And they say that, all right, we're going to make business decisions together, right? And the majority vote by percentage is going to win, and we all have to vote. What's the point of those 4 people that own 10% of the company? What's the point of them even voting if the majority votes are always going to win and one
this is just
individual
analogous.
owns 60?
Could you actually
Wait,
Are
that is
people
analogous.
companies?
Wait,
Are
no,
people
wait.
companies?
Because the identification criteria is here
hold
what's
on.
satisfying the majority.
really quickly?
And
Is
everything else is redundant.
the identification criteria based upon social constructs? Is it?
Yeah, under her definition and your definition, yes.
Where have I
Her
defined
is
social,
crazy.
Because you
where
said
have I
that it's an
defined
individual,
social
it's an
construct?
adult individual whose identification
No, that's not. That is a definition
aligns
of
with the
woman. That
social
is not the
schema
definition of a
of.
social. That's once again, you are not paying attention. So social
She's not.
constructionism is asserting that knowledge, reality, and meaning are created through social interactions, cultural norms, and language, rather than existing independently as objective truths. You're
Okay,
not
okay,
even
okay.
paying attention to the argumentation.
Okay,
If you're
okay, okay.
having
How about this?
trouble keeping up, just
Wait.
say it.
Let's make it simpler here. How would you come to the conclusion that someone is a woman?
You won't
They
know
told
if
me
someone
so.
is or is not of a gender unless they tell you they are.
Okay. They can tell me anything, just like I brought up the entire time. If my friend John or if my friend Dave comes in a full-on Halloween costume and calls himself John the entire time, and I think that he's John, right? Suppose that they sound the same, and I think that he's John the entire time. And then right before he leaves, he takes off his mask and it's Dave. Does that mean that he was John the entire time he was wearing the mask and the costume? Or was he always Dave?
What?
This is not analogous at all.
It's a
That's
weird
not
I don't
analogous.
understand.
That is.
It's not. It's literally not.
This isn't
Listen.
Not
identifying
feeling
social
compelled at all on this one.
constructivism.
Okay, wait. How about this? Here, this is like
This
the
is
best way
so
to teach it to
stupid.
low IQs. All right.
It's not low IQ, sweetheart. Like, do you understand money's a social construct? Do you understand that language is a social construct? Do you understand
couldn't
that
even
race
handle
is
the fact that
I can
race
accept
is a
that
social
language is I can accept that language is subjective, and so far as like there's like a string of like letters and variables, and then we give meaning to the string of letters and
that's the
variables.
social constructivism. So, like,
yeah, that's
seriously,
what
the
I was trying to
meaning-
explain to you earlier before you cut me off, which is going to be the sense reference distinction as proposed by Gottfried in the late 19th century. is going to be the distinction between the semantic content that's produced by a phrase and the extension of the phrase. So, so if we took something like the proposition, the cat is black, the first order representation is going to be the proposition, the cat is black. The semantic content is what we mean when we say the cat is black, right? So supposing that we're both speaking English, what do we mean by when I say the cat is black? And then the extension of the phrase is going to be the thing in reality, right? There's actually a cat there who's black, regardless of anyone affirming the proposition. Everyone can be unalive, and that cat can be the only thing that exists. That's going to be the thing. That's going to be the extension, the thing in reality, which is that black cat that's sitting there.
But that doesn't address like the substance of the argument for me personally. Like this for me is just like debating upon how language is utilized, which I would say it's more it's the utility
No,
of
I
how
think-
we identify. So I'm not done. How we utilize someone's like identification when it comes to gender is typically we're going to use like expectations that we see associated with either like men or women or androgyny to determine like who we perceive someone to be. But then we might not know that until we like have a conversation with them. But like you're telling me that the cat is black, but what if I just tell you that I disagree with this and I say that the cat is gray?
Okay, well, no, that's gonna be disanalogous. So suppose that me and you saw different colors, and we're the only two people that existed. And then I showed you an apple, and I said this apple is red. Now my red can be different than your red, but we're both still gonna call it red because you only heard me call it red. And now you're gonna accept that specific color of that apple as red, and we both agree on that, regardless of the fact that maybe we're seeing different colors when we're looking at that apple, right?
No,
We're
I
both
would
gonna accept
disagree
it.
with you and say the apple is not red.
You would disagree with? Okay, so then what is red in that case? Because we're just making up names to describe something.
What is red to you?
So in this case, look. In this case, we are people that cannot speak, right?
It's subjective experience.
We cannot speak, and we're trying to figure out a way to speak. And I find an apple, and I say, "Oh, this thing I'm holding in my hand." I say apple, so we can both like anytime we see that, we know what we're talking about. So we say apple, and I say apple red, and then it's like suppose that I found a way to describe to you. I was trying to explain the color to you, right? Regardless of the fact that we see different colors, you're not going to say, "Oh, that thing is not red," because we don't even know what red is yet. It's just something that we're making up in that specific moment.
But if you describe to me what red is and I disagree with this, then I disagree.
I
that the
can't
color is
describe
apple.
to you what red is. It's a color.
You actually can describe what red is. It's a
Okay,
You
what's red?
can.
You actually.
Okay, what's red?
Red is a wavelength.
Without-
Would you like the specific wavelength of red?
Yeah, you can give me the wavelength of red, but that doesn't change the fact that we could see different color. We could be seeing
Between
different colors.
620 and 750 nanometers.
Okay, but that doesn't change the fact that we can be seeing different colors.
Okay.
But I just told you what red is.
Yeah, you gave me some sort of definition of red, saying that it's a wavelength of 650.17
No, that's what color
nanometers or whatever.
is. If you don't
Okay,
know
yes,
what color
yes.
is,
So
It's
if,
okay.
to somebody who's
No,
in
no,
graphic
no.
design or web design or marketing or whatever, they would like, no, that is candy apple red. And then some others would say use hexadecimal or
Wait,
somebody
but you
else
do
would
realize though that was
use
completely
RGB.
like, wait, that was a little tangential. I'm not sure. I'll tell you why. Because if you said, oh, well, it's going to be this wavelength of whatever 650 yada yada yada, then if we saw different colors in that specific moment, and when you were seeing green and I was seeing red, now you're just going to label green as this thing that's or red as this thing that has 650 thing when you're really seeing green the entire time. So this is called
Okay.
the color
or
paradox.
somebody might say, "Oh, this is this pink hueish thing." Some people might say this is red, but somebody who's more accurately trying to define what red is, which is your
No. So you can't
you want
define
to
a
be
color.
lazy about things until it's time for you to win an
Yeah, so
argument.
you can't-
but this,
you can't
can
define a color.
absolutely
You
define
can
a
define a
color with
color.
RGB or hexadecimal.
So you
You
can't define a
actually can.
color. Wait, but that could be any color. You're saying that it's this specific wavelength. Well, why can't that be green? Why
because
can't that
that's
be
not
yellow?
how
We
science
can say
works.
it's pink.
That's not about science.
We can
That,
say
no, that
pink.
wavelength is science, dude.
No,
Like, it
no.
is.
You don't understand. Science, we're just using something to describe her. We're using that. In that case, it would be considered a postulate, right? Or like some sort of like conjecture, where we say, oh, well, not a conjecture, sorry, a postulate, where we're going to say, all right, well, we're going to assume this is true. We're going to label this as an axiom in order to get further with this, right? And we say, all right, well, now this is going to be dark red. This is going to be the darker version of the thing. You could just be looking at dark green when you could be looking at what I perceive as dark green, right? And then you're just going to say it's dark red. We're both going to call it dark red in that specific moment, right? Because we're saying that, all right, this is red and this is
I
dark
think
green.
more analogous.
Regardless of like those numbers
More
that you're
analogous
putting
would be
through the
something
wavelength.
adjacent to red, though. We could use say pink. and then you would be getting the concept of woman.
But we don't know what pink is. I said that we're on an island. We don't know how to speak any language, and we're trying to determine how we're going to speak a language. We're automatically going to agree upon things, right? So suppose and then there could also be like confusion. Suppose that I'm holding the apple in my hand and I'm using my finger to point at it, and I say this thing apple. They're like, oh, well, was he pointing at the apple or was he pointing at his hand? So,
Wait,
and
can I
then every
just
single
point
time
this
you look
out?
at your hand, you're going to think
This
that
is
your hand is
so-
I
called
just want to
apple.
point this
Just
out. Welcome to
derivative.
social constructivism.
No,
Literally.
Thank you for
no,
joining.
no, I know,
This
but that's
is
the
what
entire
it
idea.
is.
So the thing is, like, we colloquially, at least, like, obviously, we don't have epistemic certainty, right? So it's like, do you hold any theory of epistemic justification? Okay, you know, it's
I'm sorry, of what?
epistemic justification.
Epistemic justification.
Like, are you a
Nope.
phenomenal conservatist, a conventionalist? A phenomenal conservatist is essentially someone. Suppose that like there's a chair in front of you. It's okay for you to assume that there's a chair in front of you until there's reasons in favor of why
No,
there's
I
not a
wouldn't say
chair in
I'm
front of
that.
you.
I honestly don't know where exactly I land philosophically. But like,
Like a conventionalist would be someone like, well, you're gonna take like a collection of people that agree on something, and then you say, all right, well, I think I'm justified in believing this. Like, for example, 100 people say, oh, there's a chair right there. There's a chair right there. Okay, well, now there's probably
I
a chair right
understand. I'm
there.
just saying that, like, for myself personally, don't ascribe to just one like philosophical take.
By the way, for the comment, I'm not a freshman in college. I'm year 3, even though I'm 18. Thanks for,
God, you're only 18. That makes a lot of sense.
yeah, and I'm year 3 in college,
Cool.
Columbia.
Here's the thing. Okay. Here's my problem is that taking a philosophical stance on humanity is very dangerous and also disingenuous.
Well, no, philosophy is how we determine things, right? So it's like,
No. It's how we can sit and in a closed environment, yes, we can sit and postulate and ruminate and debate back and forth. But in lived in the streets, lived everyday human experience cannot and should not be whittled down to these hypotheticals and irrelevant tangents that you've been giving us.
Well, listen. So when we're coming to a determination of something, there's usually 3 ways in which we determine something. It's inductive, abductive, and deductive reasoning. And I can explain to you what each of those are.
Do you think that
reasoning,
the average person on the street goes through that thought process every time they go to the grocery store?
they
they're trying to
absolutely
make a
do, and they don't
decision?
realize it. They do, and they don't realize it. I swear to God, they do, and they do not realize it. Okay,
And
I'll
I can
explain it to you.
understand that. I can understand that.
Okay, so
But
like,
I'm
let's say,
trying to. Can you not stop?
Okay.
Just stop. I don't appreciate this kind of conversation because when we leave this space, when we are done for the day, you get to go on and live your life.
well, I'm trying to get you guys to
I get to go.
rationalize.
Stop. I'm going to go on and live my life. I'm going to go on and live my life in a country that has a government that wants to take me out, that wants me to not exist because I don't adhere to what they believe and what from what you said, you believe is gender in this country. So when you
Okay.
sit here and you try and pick apart this shit for fun, I don't have a lot of patience for that because at the end of the day, my life and my lived experience is still being deeply affected. This isn't a fucking game. And I know you might think it is, and I know you're just trying to get one-upman points on everybody because you feel like a fucking smartass.
I
And
wouldn't
in
say
this
that.
closed environment, fine. But in the real world, where there are real consequences to conversations like this, it's not okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand the severity of how
I
your
understand.
words can
You're saying
have
it's
weight?
Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying, but I
So
think
you have
that
people
like
who will listen to this and say, yeah, you know what? This dude's ideas of gender, yeah, that's totally what it is. So when I go see somebody who's gender non-conforming out in public, I should probably treat them like shit because
that's
they
not
are
what I
less
said.
than.
Did you hear anything
But
I said?
that's what it leads to.
Well, no. I
That
said that
is what it leads to.
Wait, I said if someone's like a trans woman and I know nothing about them, I can think this person is a woman and I can accept them as a woman. but that doesn't change the fact that there's a biological truth behind it. And if they're an adult
Nobody-
human male,
Nobody's
then they're not a woman.
debating that.
Oh.
Nobody's
they're a man.
Oh, biological truth.
Okay,
Yeah,
Fascinating.
exactly.
I think
language.
very
Exactly.
rarely do we ever check people's biological truth. We don't check their genitals.
We don't
check
have
their
to check it.
chromosomes.
We don't have to check it.
We asked for it, right?
Well, we don't have to ask for it either. It doesn't change the fact that it is true. Like if I have a box and suppose that there's a ball inside, it could be the case that there is or there's not a ball inside, right? You can assume any of the two hypotheses and say, "Oh, I don't believe that there's a ball inside," and
Do
then
you-
you open and there's a
do you
ball inside.
believe that we
It
have
doesn't mean that there
science-
wasn't a ball inside when
Do
the
you-
entire time you thought there wasn't, but
Do
there
you
was.
believe that we have science that shows that gender affirming care reduces suicidality?
There's science that also rejects that. So
There
I don't
actually
really see,
isn't.
like-
That's a misrepresentation.
isn't.
Have you read
Okay,
the
wait.
study?
So wait. Okay. I'll accept this. If we say that the science says this specific thing, and it says that, oh well, people are gender dysphoric and whatever, and like 99% of people that are trans are gender dysphoric. Suppose that there's like an adult human male who is gender dysphoric scientifically, and he identifies as a man. Are you now going to call him a woman because he satisfies?
I'm
being
sorry. Do
gender
you think that
dysphoric?
gender dysphoria is exclusive to trans people?
Yeah, it's not exclusive to trans people. It's
It's
also
not, I never said it's exclusive. It just says that 99% of trans people are gender dysphoric.
That's not true
from,
either.
It's
like, a
also
study.
not true either.
That's not
You're not
true.
understanding what
Well,
gender
I was just
dysphoria
helping
is.
your hypothesis out more.
It's
so
not helping
thank
any
you for.
hypotheses.
Yes,
No.
of course it's helping out your
You,
hypothesis.
you
What?
don't
Yeah.
understand diagnostic criteria. You are mixing philosophy with specific diagnostic criteria.
This is what I'm
Okay, and
talking
what's
about.
the diagnosis in this specific case to determine whether or not an individual satisfies the properties of being gender dysphoric?
So we'd have to go to the DSM-5-TR and specifically go down the different symptoms for it. But being trans is not one of them.
Okay, so I'm saying if someone, suppose that an individual is like suppose we took the collection of all trans people, right? Can we find this biological thing behind all these people that are trans?
It depends on what you're looking for.
Like,
Not
is there
all
something that's
people
going to be
that
a
are
trait
trans
that's
know
going to be
either.
true of all, or like at
You're a
least most of them?
bioessentialist. Do you
Like, let's say
understand?
like 80% of them.
I
would
need
be
to address
true.
this. Do you understand that you're making bioessentialist argumentation right now?
That's not my theory of argumentation.
It absolutely is.
I
because you're
usually
looking for a
hold like a
biological-
Quinian theory of
The
argumentation.
biological truth that you mentioned earlier is absolutely bioessentialism. That is what you have been arguing this entire time because you're looking for an absolute. You're
Well, that's not a
looking.
theory of argumentation. A theory
It
of
literally
argumentation
it
would
is
be-
it is a belief and it backs. There's biological
So it's
determinism.
not a theory of argumentation if it's
It's
belief?
gender essentialism. Your theories back it
Yeah.
up.
Okay. Well, you invoke the term argumentation.
But that
then.
is what your argumentation is.
Okay. Well, no. So I can hold like some sort of like concept and say, all right, a woman is an individual that satisfies X, Y, and Z. Trans women do not satisfy X, Y, and Z. Conclusion: trans women are not women.
What would that be?
What would that specific? Like, what do you mean? What would that be?
Yeah, what would
be
that
an argument.
criteria be?
Oh, you're saying like what X, Y, and Z satisfies?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's completely arbitrary. That doesn't matter. I was saying that the line of argumentation that
what?
I'd be using. Wait, I said the
Oh my
line of
God.
argumentation I'd be using. Wait, would you like me to like
So
replace
tired.
the postulates there? Would you like me to replace
Jesus
the
fuck.
postulates with like
Sure, yeah.
yeah? So it's just gonna be an individual that has XX chromosomes is an adult.
RDL. RDL.
You're
and
already wrong.
has
You're
the
already
capacity
wrong.
to
Now we
And
gotta
has the
knock out all the
capacity-
people.
wait, and has
Oh,
the
well.
capacity to produce large gametes.
They have
and
to
then
meet
those
all of
would
this
have-
criteria. They have to meet all that criteria.
Large
Uh,
gametes might be the one
typically.
thing you could say
Oh, well,
might be the
there's the
most common
typically.
denominator.
Not
but
the typical.
Not it, but
Wait, but my typically use these external features. I mean these internal or external features, whereas your criteria is only predicated on the identification. So if
Yep.
it's predicated on the identification, then a woman is an adult individual who identifies as a woman. But see how that
Correct.
doesn't answer the question. So if I said, oh, if you ask me what does parsimonious mean, and I said, oh, parsimonious is just going to be something that's parsimonious. Do you know what parsimonious means?
But that's not
now?
how I described woman. You're once again misrepresenting how I define
Well,
woman.
wait, hold up. Didn't she just say correct? Cloud cat.
That is Cloud Cat's
Wait, so tell Cloud Cat that she's
position.
wrong and she's low IQ.
They're not she.
Okay,
Gross.
tell Cloud Cat that she's wrong and low IQ.
What?
Wow.
They just
Wow.
immediately do it again, dude. Like
You're really bad at
you know
this.
philosophy, but you don't know how to use pronouns.
Oop.
You think? Well, I'm
Uh,
not gonna. Well, I feel like
uh.
the fact that you guys came up while we're talking about trans topics, and you
We're
guys
trans.
sound
Hi,
like
Yeah,
welcome to
two
the
trans people.
yeah,
Like,
conversation.
what
yeah,
do you
kind
want,
of
dude?
yeah. I got that. I kind of picked up on that, right? My IQ is above 174.
I'm sure it is.
Well,
Wait, are you
according to
in
the Wexler.
Mensa? Are you in Mensa?
Wexler, not Mensa. So Mensa's for little children. I'm on the Wexler graded scale with a 1 standard deviation that satisfies 15 IQ points, and
Do people with that high of
174 is the
IQ
mean.
struggle this much typically? Is
Wait, you
this
think I'm
normal?
struggling right now?
Oh, honey, yes, you are. My goodness.
Okay, what's a woman? An adult individual that identifies as a woman? Do you
Correct.
think that
No, you can't
correct?
even you
It
can't
can
even
be.
repeat back
It
to
can
me.
be. Wait, so what's a woman now?
I
Go
told
ahead, Artie. I'm not cutting you off.
Wait, so a
it-
woman is someone who identifies.
Johnny, why are you cutting us off?
an adult human being whose gender identity aligns with their schema of the female sex.
Okay, wait,
Yes.
wait. Okay, fine. Just to go back to what's her name? Cloud Cats.
Not a her.
Okay, fine, whatever. He. Just so you guys
Thank you.
stop crying.
Are
That's how
you
you make
just actually
friends.
like I
Yeah.
see this is what I mean when you're struggling is that you're purposely being rude to me for absolutely no
Wait,
reason.
So that word that you gave the definition, an adult human that identifies as a woman, we can say
Sure.
an adult human that identifies as an adult human that identifies as an adult human that identifies, and then it's just gonna infinitely regress.
If you wanna like, chase your tail in a circle like that, that's how you spend
But
your
that's how
day.
no,
That's fine.
that's how you just defined it.
Because
Wait,
and again,
Artemis, can you agree that that's how she just defined it?
Stop. And again with the she, you're purposely being rude, and I don't know why that is. Again, I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier.
Wait,
You
why are you
need to be
accepting
able
me? Well, wait, why are you expecting me to accept your worldview and just call you a he? It's like
He didn't ask
you
you
to
do
call
realize what
him
I'm
he.
arguing for
at
right now,
what point
right?
did I say he? At what point did I say he?
No, I said she, and you said, "Oh, well, I'm a he," or whatever.
I never said I was a he.
Okay, regardless of, well, are you biologically a female?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, then you're a woman.
No.
Pronouns
Yeah, because you're an
oh
adult.
my
Because you have to
fucking
be an adult in
God.
order to be on this app.
Pronouns are
And I'm
not
assuming
No.
sex
that you're.
specific, you idiot.
Do you understand what non-binary is? Do you understand that there are people who exist outside of Western Christian understandings of gender?
Okay, whatever.
Not the nervous laugh. That's crazy.
By the way,
Yeah.
just a quick question. You said that Mensa
No,
is for
Wexler.
children. No, I know you said Wexler, but you said Mensa's for children. So why am I
Typically.
seeing that Wexler is less than?
Oop.
Wexler is less than? What do you
Yes,
mean
in
less
fact,
than?
it is the most widely used
Oh my
standardized
God.
assessment of cognitive ability.
Wait.
Whereas Mensa is typically shorter, group-administered screen test designed specifically to identify the top 2% of IQ for membership.
Okay,
This
wait.
is
Can you
awkward.
search this up? Can you search up what's more reliable, the Wexler standard or the Mensa standard?
What's more reliable? You said it was for children. I'm not going on reliability.
Well,
I'm
no.
going
Most
on
people that are in
recognition.
Mensa are typically like children.
That's not true.
Or
Oh my
regardless of
God.
it doesn't change the fact that Mensa's weak.
Did you not pass Mensa?
I never took Mensa.
Okay, so that
But it's
explains
weak.
why you have an
I'm
inferiority
pretty sure my
complex.
IQ would have been way higher if I took the Mensa.
Maybe you should.
Like on the Mensa scale, my IQ obviously would not have been higher because my IQ is generally 174 on the Wexler scale with a 1 standard deviation that satisfies 15 points up and down.
Johnny, I have a question for you. Real
Yeah.
quick. Do you have friends?
Do I have friends?
Yes.
What does it mean to have a friend?
No. Answer my question. Do you have friends?
Can
You know
define
exactly
friend?
what I mean. You know exactly what I mean.
Wait, is it as a friend an adult individual that identifies as a friend?
Do you have social relationships that you for people you care
I
about
have,
in your life?
Yes, of course I have friends.
Okay. I don't know why that was such a difficult thing to answer, just a simple question like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to like troll you because
I
thought you were
know
gonna define
exactly what you're
friend as,
doing.
an adult
Because again,
individual
and
who
again,
identifies as a friend.
like I said, you are incapable or you do not have the desire, I don't know, to
To be in
separate
accordance with a particular set of
no.
social and culture norms.
No.
All right.
You are incapable or do not have the desire to separate the need to one up other people versus having a discussion about humanity.
You're
And I don't really
unironically-
know.
I am having a
You're
discussion.
you're
about
carrying
it.
water
you're not.
for Christian nationalism.
Yeah, that's a whole.
Wait, you know how you said that I can't tell whether or not an individual is something like without asking that individual, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I already asked you this, Pickles. I just want to ask this, Cloud Cat. Suppose that a 16-year-old girl has a fake ID and poses
Hmm.
as a 21-year-old and tries to get into
Okay.
a club,
Hmm.
right? Now she's accepted as 21. Does it change the fact that she's biologically 16?
Wait,
No.
that's a different metric. It's also a different
Yeah,
metric.
it's not the same metric.
That's going to be how many times you've revolved
Wait,
around
wait,
the
wait.
sun.
No, no,
Your age
wait.
is
Are we
birth.
talking about a measurement of time, a passage
Wait,
of
wait,
time,
but
or a
wait. But
legality?
when you say 21 years, they can just say that, all right, they assert that a year is going to be whatever, less amount of days in a year. They believe
But
that a
time is
year is
fixed.
something like,
Time is already. That's not how time works.
wait, what do you mean time is fixed? You're saying that, oh, 1 year is going to be one revolution around the sun for the earth, and then one day is going to be one rotation of earth upon its own axis, right?
It's based upon the revolutions around the sun.
You think they follow this exact same time thing? Do you think everyone follows the Gregorian calendar?
No, not everyone follows the Gregorian calendar.
Okay,
I'm not
so
even
wait,
referencing
so
the
if it's
Gregorian
fit,
calendar. I'm not even referencing that. I'm referencing specifically how time is measured.
okay, well, yeah, that's completely. Well, I can tell you how time is measured. Time is just going to be a specific range from point A to point B,
Johnny Cash
and then
fan,
we would just start
we
adding
get
like
it.
a
We
whole
get
bunch
it.
of.
Johnny, are you Christian?
That's irrelevant.
Oh, that's very relevant.
Pretty relevant. You're like carrying water for Christian nationalism, right? Like Christians have
That's
come up
not
with this.
true. Oh my God, that's not
Christians
true.
have come up with this social wedge issue, and they've tricked you into thinking that this is important.
Wait, so is that like a concession that, you can't contend against my arguments? So
No,
now
I just
it's
think that
become
if you have problems with this,
so it's
have
unimportant
you
to
looked at
talk
the
about.
religion that who has made this their conquest?
Have I looked at the religion that made this their conquest? I don't
And
think
do you
anyone.
agree with all of their beliefs?
Wait, first of all, why are you asserting that I'm a Christian?
I'm just asking because
Because you
if you're
sound like
not,
one.
you are
I
moving.
sound
You
like
are
a
trying to
Christian.
move the needle
Mhm.
How do you sound like a
socially for
Christian?
Christians. You're trying to move the needle and carry water for Christians. And if you're not Christian, this is
Wait, but
pretty
you just said that
antithetical. This
you
is
just said I'm
antithetical.
carrying the water for Christians.
Yes, you are. The Heritage Foundation and Republican think tanks. 80% of Republicans are religious. They are doing this to cause you to think that we're absurd. So we don't look at their own parties, like 2% of which are flat Earth.
Wait,
These people think that there's a new Earth. There's 6,000-year-old
wait.
Earth.
You believe the Earth is round?
Oh
I'm kidding. I'm
no.
kidding. I'm joking. Obviously, the
Jesus
Earth is round.
Dog,
Christ.
I was
this is what
joking.
you're doing. You're making an absurdity like out of things that we colloquially determine are true.
Wait,
While defending, unknowingly, you are defending these insane beliefs that they hold.
that doesn't follow. So I can hold I can say, oh, it's wrong to do X, Y, or like I can say one specific thing is wrong. If I say, oh, it's wrong to unalive innocent humans or something like that, and you say, oh, well, this is true of Christianity, and I'm
No, but
defending Christianity,
if you're
therefore I'm a
voting in the
Christian.
direction, if you're voting the direction that is against the use of genders and pronouns the way we use them, you're absolutely carrying water for them.
Just the Christians?
Mostly Christians, yeah.
Mostly Christians. So that doesn't entail that it's predicated on Christianity, correct?
The party that has used this and weaponized this argument is Christian nationalists. Yeah.
Okay, so typically, but it's not going to be true necessarily,
You were
right? So
fighting their fight.
possibly. So it's going to be like, at least like in the first order representation, we'd use an existential quantifier and say there exists.
Like I said, he can't.
I can't what? Wait, can you bring
You
up
can't
Joe?
have
Someone
a
is
you
saying
can't
Joe.
have
So
a conversation about humanity without fucking
fine. Do you
shoehorning
want another reason why I
philosophical
support?
prophecies
Wait,
into
do
it.
you want another reason why I support Donald Trump then?
Oh no, I actually don't
Is it
really give a shit.
pro-life?
But
So I think he's in favor of reducing the number of elective abortions.
All right.
Wait,
You-
I'm sorry. What's elective, Johnny?
Giving women the choice to do something, or at least like
No,
committing yourself to getting that abortion.
no.
Okay, then explain to me what
the
elective is.
scheduled procedure.
Okay. And when do you schedule this procedure?
Whenever
Depends on
you
when the
How
want
do
doctor's
you
available.
schedule this procedure?
on the phone.
It could be an
Okay, so
emergency.
you commit yourself to it.
You have to commit yourself to a procedure unless you're
So my
unconscious.
definition was right, correct?
No, I said unless
You
you're
just satisfied an
unconscious.
analytic consequent that was true of the definition I gave and said, oh, it's not your definition.
No, I'm
It's gonna be the
talking about
analytic
medical
consequent of
procedures.
the
Johnny,
definition.
get the fuck out of philosophy. Jesus Christ. Like, land on Earth for 2 seconds.
Oh, I
I'm
am
talking
on
about
Earth.
what elective actually means.
Like-
Donald Trump does not get to affect if a procedure is, like, selected for.
Well, no. So see, you just gave well, you seem like you're kind of like well versed in philosophy. You gave an analytic consequent of what's
We're not
true of it.
talking about philosophy. We're talking
Well,
about insurance
No.
codes.
Well, no. An analytic consequent would just be like a truth value that can be derived from a given proposition. Like if I said the proposition, John has a
God,
dog,
you're
or sorry,
insufferable.
John
Yeah,
has
so
a
I
golden
disagree with
retriever,
this because elective
then
is
it's
specifically
true that
used
John
to
has a
reference.
dog. And
Hold
then
on.
you said, oh, well, it's going to be the
Yeah,
case
I
that
don't need
John
a
has a
story.
dog,
I don't
not
need
John
you.
has
I
a
don't need a
golden
story.
retriever.
The reason I am correcting you on the elective part specifically when it's used for medical is because typically when people say elective abortions, they use it to minimize the fact that someone could be having a medical emergency and it is still an elective abortion.
Okay.
That is
Nice.
what I'm trying to explain to you. Is because someone could
So,
have an ectopic pregnancy and they
wait,
have an elective abortion.
okay. Would it make you feel better if I said Donald Trump is typically in favor of reducing abortions?
I would actually say he's not in favor of reducing abortions.
He's
What's
not.
the
Wait,
number
wait,
of
well,
abortions we have every year?
it's been increased ever since Roe v. Wade was overturned.
Good job.
But if we make like a proper evaluation with the given data, we would have to use the first 4 years of Roe v. Wade being overturned. I mean, being put into place.
That's not where I'm
and
going
then-
with it. So just concede that it's like whatever, 700,000, right?
Well, no, the cardinality is going to be extremely small in the set of years that we would have to make a proper evaluation with the given data.
Okay.
We've had it over 5 years.
Is it something?
5
is
years
it
compared
something
to
in that
50?
wheelhouse? Is it 1 million?
Wait, you think 5 years is comparable to 50?
No, I said we've had 5 years. We can get an idea.
Johnny, where I'm
Wait,
going
but
with
that can
this
be that
is
can be a reaction that the women have
where I'm
towards
going
new
with
information
this
that they're given.
is that Trump is going to be responsible for more deaths than that.
Okay. Wait. Wouldn't you say it's trivially true that if you reduce the number of states that allow women to have abortions, that there's going to be a trajectory towards women having less abortions? Obviously, the number is higher ever since Roe v. Wade was overturned, even if we're just making the relation between the prior 5 years.
I mean, there's going to
I'm
be
not
more
even
dead
talking about-
women.
I'm not even alluding to that. Even though I think it's
Yeah, but then the probability of that is extremely small compared to
not
like
what
the
I'm
number of
alluding
women
to.
that will live, and then the
It's not
child
what I'm
would also
alluding to.
live.
It's not what I'm alluding to. We've seen, I think it was black women that have seen an increase in maternal deaths, increased by like 56%. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Trump, I don't know, doing things like reversing USAID, which we will see 14 million people die before 2030 because of this. So what you've done is you've traded 15 million lives for 700,000 a year.
15 million lives for 700,000 a year. Oh, are you talking about like, I don't know, some sort of like government aid and stuff, in
Yeah,
support of
the
like
people who are actually living and breathing and experiencing the harm, they are dying.
So suppose that a mother is like, say, financially incapable of having a child, and she ends up like, let's say that she wants to get an abortion, but the state doesn't allow her to get an abortion, so she's forced to sustain pregnancy, and then this child is born, and then once this child is living, would you say it would have been better? And he's living in like poverty. Would you say it's better for this child to have been aborted when the mother had the chance?
I'm not making a determination in regards to that.
You can say
I
yes.
am
There's
saying-
nothing wrong
Okay,
with saying yes.
What I'm saying is that Trump cutting aid has caused more deaths. So if you're pro-life, you would never vote for someone like Trump ever again because he is causing more deaths and more people, whether they're in the womb or not, to die.
Okay, wait. Okay. How about this? Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't take the term pro-life to be explanatory insofar as like
Okay, but whatever.
what we're
You're
describing.
for more
Anti-abortion
people
would
surviving,
be
right?
Anti-abortion would be more aligned with like what I'm talking about.
Okay.
At least like in most cases,
When we talk
not
about
if like the
saving
individual is like
lives,
not if
whatever,
like someone is raped
the
or
goal-
if like someone is thing, then they can
okay,
get an abortion.
whatever. But your goal is to save whatever something is conceived, to save its life, right? Whenever it's conceived, whatever you deem human or give personhood to.
No, not
these-
in all cases.
So you don't care about people who are grown?
No, I said if someone is raped, then it's not going to be
then
obligated
we
upon them.
can
to
throw those
sustain
exceptions.
pregnancy.
That's not even part of my argument. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the people in Africa who are going to die from HIV and AIDS. They are now all going to die. It's far more than 14 million, but it's 14 million when we hit 2030. And then it exponentially rises, right? Because viruses exponentially spread. They don't just do one for one. So we're looking at millions and millions of people dying because of Trump, and for people like Republicans who are selfish in nature, who also don't care if the same people who are at home, who have lost their medical care, they're also going to die. I think 11,000 more people each year will die because of the actions of Trump. And I think this far supersedes the lives we're talking about inside of a woman's belly.
Yeah. So I don't agree with everything that Trump does, but in this specific case, which I'm referencing, I do think that abortion is going to be prima facie morally impermissible insofar as it constitutes like the irreversible axiological nullification of an entity's metaphysical structure, plausible grounds of intrinsic value. And that's obviously going to be without like a teleological countervailing consideration.
Cool. Well, I value living, breathing humans who are going to die because of Trump, and I think there are far more lives that we are going to lose because of Trump's actions and because of Republicans in general, and we might even lose the ability to choose our own leaders here soon because your dumb fuck ass loves pro-life.
Do you think we should maximize happiness and reduce the amount of,
Sure.
sadness and stuff like that? So would you say that you're like a utilitarian? Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, you are a utilitarian. So do you think that it's okay for like, say, some weirdo to start munting dead bodies, munting corpses, because
that
it's making
eating?
him happy? It's no, he's just doing things to it. We know what he's doing to it, all right? He's doing this thing to corpses because it makes him happy and it doesn't make anyone else sad. So
If
that's
it
why
was
I
in a
think
vacuum,
utilitarianism.
it's not something that I would punish the United States with, like authoritarianism trying to prevent.
But doesn't that seem like a little like weird? That's why I don't like utilitarianism, because it commits these like weird ideas, and it can get even worse. But I don't want to say those weird things.
All right.
Anyways, I think it was a great discussion with you guys. You guys seem like some good faith, high tier, high IQ interlocutors. Even though you guys got absolutely blown out by me, I slammed you guys, but it's all right. You
That's
don't win
okay.
them
At least
all.
I don't go around saying I have a fake IQ, man. It's okay.
You're just jealous.
You don't gotta lie to kick it, Johnny.
I'm not jealous. That IQ doesn't exist on the Westclaw test.
I am glad.
And the
about you.
Westclaw? No, it does. It does exist because I didn't take.
All right, we're done. Guys, by the way, if it's $40 to kick, and from this point forward, if I have a guest up, for instance, Cloud or Artemis, and somebody gets kicked, especially if they're espousing anti-trans ideology, I have been vowing from this point forward, I will be sharing every one of my kick dollar donations evenly throughout the panel, besides the person who got kicked. So
that's really sweet of you.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
If
You
anybody,
don't have to do that.
If anybody gets kicked and we have someone like Cloud or Artemis up, I will be splitting those funds evenly across the panel for their emotional labor.
Well, I really appreciate that, but you can just put it
That's
to your
very
scooter
sweet.
fund. You can just put it to your scooter fund.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. For
I
this,
will.
put it in the
You'll
scooter
have to
fund.
tell me every time, because every time I will
Okay.
be defaulting to doing it to you. All right.
That's very sweet. Thank
That's
you.
very sweet of you. Thank you.
All right.
Just really quick, and I don't know if he's still in here. I don't know if I care if he's still in here, but for the over 200 people in here, I hope at least the majority of you can take what just happened and understand why his type of thinking and his type of approach to running the essence of humanity through an absolute fucking meat grinder until there's just nothing left but jargon on the floor. You see why that's dangerous and see why that is not what we should be focusing on. And
Shut
to
the
be
fuck
here as a
up, you
trans,
fat bitch. Yo, dude, you look like you're made out of pre-cum and you sound like a pussy. Kill yourself, nigger.
I'm white, but okay.
I'm also
Like,
I don't know. My partner and many others have told me thick thighs save lives. So I don't know.
they do. It's true.
I've
That's
heard
facts.
that. I don't know.
That's science, actually. That's subtle
Is it
science.
scientifically proven?
Yeah, scientifically for that, thick thighs do save lives, indeed.
Okay.
So, but no, just you know what I mean. Like before, what was his name? Marcus decided to regale us with whatever that was. Please, 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 especially now in the age of authoritarianism and fascism and Christian nationalism, focusing on what makes us human, focusing on true joy, focusing on love, focusing on kindness, and not distilling the human experience down to absolutely nothing. Like, those are the things that we need to remember that are important. Johnny, I hope he has friends. I really hope he does. I don't think he does. But I hope he finds some, and I hope his time through college or whatever his next phase in life is will grant him some of the kindness, love, and humanity that he does severely seem to be lacking, which is unfortunate. I know he is very young, and he has not lived life yet. He's just getting started, but I do hope for better for him, regardless of the fact that he was rude as fuck to me. Anyways, that's it.
Well,
Awesome.
thank you, Cloud. We love you,
Yeah.
Artemis. We love you.
Yep. Love you too. I'm gonna hop down, and
Me too.
yeah, thanks for having me up. Bye, y'all.
Alrighty. Chat. I'm gonna do some capitalism, guys. If you're trying to help me bang MAGA's wives, you will help me pay for this scooter and their sisters. We have $162. Actually, we have $10 more. Indigo Sarah, thank you for the $10. We are $172 out of 500 for my new scooter. It will get me uphill faster to Ivana's house, or Ivanka, Melania, whatever. I absolutely need to do it because yeah, the scooter I have right now, it doesn't go uphill with my 200-pound self. So and cue the MAGA weirdos who will want to come up and talk shit for me being a scooter rider. But you know what? My other rider is your sister. And shout out to everybody who's made donations so far. We are $172 out of 500. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Gerald. Thank you, James. Thank you, Cecil, Moon, Ellie, Zilla, Heather, Lauren, Sherry, and Indigo. Why is my stream not working on the YouTube's chat? All right. You know what's crazy, guys? Why is my... That person called all the way up until 6:04. They called for an hour and a half nonstop. That unknown number started calling me. Holy shit. Starting at 4:46 and called probably every second up until 6 o'clock. At least like 120 times. Amazing, chat. Amazing. Someone else tried calling. We are going to turn the phone line back on. If you want to debate, call this phone number right here. It is stalker behavior. Yeah, 120, dude. Absolutely wild. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. Yellow,
How's
is
it
this a
going?
Trump supporter?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, what do you like about Trump?
So if Trump sucks, as you claim he does, then how come my wife left and took the kids?
Okay. Guys, let's get some shares and some likes on the screen. We only have 20K likes, and we're kind of down in viewership right now. Oh my god! All right, I'm turning the phone line back on. That last caller made me turn it off. Line's back on now. There we go. Oh, they hung up. You can try again. You can try again. What cancer do I have? No cancer. Not yet. Trump doesn't care about your financial situation. We know. We know. Although, Trump is still collecting donations on his website, recurring ones. He's a billionaire. So I don't know if it's better to be like at the bottom half of the economy and ask for donations, or to be a billionaire. I'm pretty sure being a billionaire and asking for donations is sad. Am I expecting? Oh, okay. Thank you, Benita. I'm a Cancer. All right, it's back on. Oh! R. Baker with $45 on the scooter, biatch! Guys, what's 45 plus 72? 117? Or 217? We're at 217 out of 500, y'all. 217 out of 500. Oh my god, chat. That will get me to the suburbs for some really hot MAGA wives. I look like I'm on chemo? Thank you. Oh, Lee, 76.
At least 7,680 super chatted $20. Scooter fund donation.
Oh my god, dude. Let's fucking go, dude. That's 227 out of 500. Let's fucking go! Can we start a scooter gang? You'll have to try out for it. Yeah, dude. Guys, if you do have your megaphone, please call me from it. I want to know what it sounds like. Marika with $50. God damn, chat. Oh my god. Marika, you're so fucking awesome. You didn't have to do that. I know you're trying to buy Crimson Desert, so you better get that soon. Oh my god. Hello, is this a Trump supporter?
No, Trump sucks. Thanks, man. You're the best.
Love you. Hello, is this a Trump supporter?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. What do you like about Trump?
Literally everything.
Did you know that one of the qualifiers for cult is not being able to criticize your own leader?
Funny, you can't take a joke. Of course, there's obviously things you don't like about a person. Nobody likes someone 100%.
Cool, walking it back. All right. Well, what do you like about Trump?
No, not walking it back. It's just funny. You people can't take jokes.
Cool, man. What do you like about Trump?
Oh, well, you know, Republican, the more on the side of conservatives, Christians, everything right of center, which is the better way to vote. But anyways, I just wanted to say
in
that
what
that
regards?
previous caller cooked you guys. He won. I love his way of thinking. I'm glad he spread the message. That's the right way to think. He was an awesome caller. And those two girls are women, so she is the correct term.
Cool, man. Do you want to give me anything to work with? Oh, he ran. Cool, man. Cool. Guys, my fucking Face ID is not working my shit. Jody with $15. Thank you so much, Jody. Holy crap, guys. We are up to... Boop. 292 out of 500. 292 out of 500. I love you so much, chat. Thank you so much. Did my face change? It doesn't like my face. Did someone open all the basement doors or something? I just wanted to stroke the other man and run. Yeah. He sounded short. What he said. By the way, when you say that conservatives are better, there's literally no metric on your side. There's literally not one economic, not one criminal, not one socio metric on your side. If you were to look at this without any social wedge issues, you would never vote conservative. Ever. Ever. Not even if there was a fire. They're not even conservative. Yeah, what are they conserving? Hello, is this a Trump supporter? What's up with people today? The metric they're using is their feelings. Yeah, I know. Guys, just an FYI, if you don't like my channel and you don't like creators like me, you shouldn't interact with them. So if you leave a comment on my channel on YouTube, the way the internet works is that YouTube's going to find more videos like me, or even videos from me, and they're going to feed them to you because you're engaging. Yo, Cody, thank you so much. Thank you, Cody, for the $5. We're at 297. Ah, Jody with another 25. Is this a different Jody? It's the same Jody. Jody with another 25? Are you freaking kidding me? I love you so much. Thank you. It would be 310, 310, 310, 317. 317 out of 500, chat. We're halfway, over half. Yeah, I know. Brain power is not their forte. $125 is crazy, and it's probably more than that. It legit probably is. I don't feel like counting it, but it's somewhere up there. They aren't conservatives, they're Confederates. So true. So true. And they'll tell you that the Democrats started the KKK. And they'll hold a Confederate flag at the rally. And then they'll try to stop you from taking down a statue of Robert E. Lee. D! Scooter fund and cult fee. This will suffice. I am a generous lord. Thank you for the $20, D. Oh my god, we're at 337 now. Will we get another rad scooter video? You bet your girthy wieners I will. You bet your girthy non-wieners too. What kind of scooter are we looking at? I may have missed it. All right. Guys, get your mops ready because she's a dropper. She's a dropper, all right? You see that? She's got a Hemi. If you see my scooter, you shit yourself. She's a little rusty, but shit'll buff out. It is two different Jodies? Oh, wait. Two different Jodies. I sent you 25. Oh my god, Jody, thank you so much. I am so sorry. Jody, I'm breaking it out. Jody number 2. So we have one that was 25 and one that was 15. It's hard having so many people that love me. I'm sorry. Your last name, I swear to God. You know what movie? Do you get quoted for that movie all the time? You're pretty cute. I bet you heard that a time or two. Stop it. You stop it. I got my daughter one for Christmas and take them to the park, ride the shit. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta be careful, guys. I'll have to keep a woman on board to keep it from catching fire. Hello.
Hello.
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, my bad. I'm eating. Sorry.
It's all right. What do you like about Trump?
Um, I think the best thing has been his border policies this second term.
Okay, what do you think that's added to your life?
What it's added to my life,
Yeah.
I would say directly nothing, but indirectly it's helping the country.
Also,
Getting illegal people out of here.
what does that do?
And, like, it's gonna save the country money.
That's actually not true.
How? If like some of them receive government assisted like things.
Oh man. All right. So, in order to receive government assistance, you usually need like a social security number, right?
Usually, but not generally speaking.
Okay.
You know that
what kind of things can you get
with the Social Security?
without a social security?
Without a Social Security, look at California. Let's go. Actually, I'll look it up for you. Hold on.
I'm going to start with mine real quick and I'll let you retort.
All right, go ahead.
This is from Penn Wharton. And by the way, what you're about to cite is a bunch of things paid for by the state, which state taxes are unavoidable depending on your citizenship status. It doesn't change the fact that you pay state taxes and sales tax. So those are self-funded by them. But here's what we see from the effects of mass deportation. The 4-year policy is going to increase primary deficits about $270 billion per year. And then with economic feedback, it's $350 billion. Trump has bankrupted this country, and he's trying to do it even worse. 10-year policy would cost about $862 billion before economic feedback, and then $987 with economic feedback effects, and then with another $170 billion added on top of that. Not to mention everybody's wages fall, and deficits. We're talking about GDP actually. GDP is going to reduce by 1% over the interim 4-year period, and then over the 10-year period, it's 3.3%. It's trillions of dollars. So he is spending money to make us a less effective economy. And we're on population decline as well. So it's like a double lose. It's like a triple lose.
Fair. I would say his economy is not fantastic right now. I kind of agree with you there. I don't know if you wanted to go back into the what were we talking about? The programs that the United States offers to illegal immigrants.
They're just undocumented. We stopped using the term illegal except for I guess in political campaigns, but in all of the actual literature and law that we look at, none of it actually refers to these people as illegal migrants. That's just it's like a slur almost. It's like words are almost like magic. And I think that what it does is kind of dehumanizes them, and it makes you basically angry towards them. When all that they've really done is cross the border without inspection, which is a $250 fine.
Yeah, but they're also, entitled to emergency medical services, which can cost upwards of an arm and a leg, if you would.
But they pay $97 billion in taxes every year.
Fair. They do contribute, but not as much as they pull out.
They absolutely. So there's 2 places that say that they cost us somewhere in the 160 range, 160 billion. But it's absolutely not true. When we look at Penn Wharton's budget model, they're one of the most prestigious colleges when it comes to economics. They agree, and there's no other economist that will ever agree with you that mass deportation is good and that the mass migration of people is bad. The only time mass migration hurts us is it puts a small strain in the beginning. So when they come in droves, in the beginning, we have a bunch of services where we have to be here's water, or here's food, or here's shelter or something, especially if they're asylees. But in the long run, these people pay into taxes for their entire lives, and they can't really pull anything out of the system unless it's provided by the state, which in that case, it's paid for by the tax dollars they pay.
Tax, yeah. It makes sense. I think I think we agree a lot more than we disagree. It's just those certain things, calling it an over exaggerated number. That's where I have trouble believing it. I do recognize that undocumented immigrants.
So if they cost us 160 billion, and they contribute 97, and then deporting them costs us $270 billion over 4 years. What does that tell you?
Yeah, it's to do any type of job, you're going to need to invest. Whether that's a job to get people out, to bring people in, it's going to cost money.
Yeah, but when they're gone is what it's also calculating, the economic feedback.
So after it's going to be, like you're saying, in the beginning, we're going to feel that impact, but it's going to level out.
It doesn't level out. So it's completely lost captured revenue. When these people come, for every 500,000 people we deport, 44,000 U.S. citizens lose their job. And I'm telling you right now, this is a campaign based on rhetoric. This is a campaign much like any other nativist campaign where they can just get you to kind of be xenophobic by saying the words illegal migrant, or they allude to the fact that they're stealing your resources. But when it comes to the math, it shows that even the Congressional Budget Office did this, and it shows that The surge of migration that came into the border over the 4-year period of Biden was going to add trillions to our GDP. So it's just like saying having a child yourself costs us money. And it would be just as senseless for me to go around saying having children costs us money. That's fucking stupid.
I mean, I feel that, but like apart from the economics, you're also taking away homes, you're taking away jobs, you're taking away resources. I
They
mean,
add
there's a
jobs.
plethora of things.
So it's not true. Like, there's not a finite amount of jobs. So when you double the size of a city when tourists come, there's seasonal workers they have to hire, right? But imagine those tourists stayed forever. Those seasonal workers would get to keep their job forever. But when the seasonal people leave, those seasonal workers lose their jobs.
Yeah, this exactly. The seasonal people work their jobs, and the people that live here continue.
Yeah,
I
but
don't. I don't
they're not.
understand.
If they're not tourists and they're staying here forever, those people get to keep their jobs forever. Those citizens.
Okay, so like I could kind of see where you're going with the financial side of it.
Yeah.
How about like a more hypothetical example? Like if you were to migrate, for instance, to Spain, how easy do you think that would be? Do you think you would be there? You
Spain's
can.
literally paying people to move there.
It's not that simple, bro.
It is.
Like
They're in population decline and they're dying for people to move there. So are we. But it's very advantageous for Trump, who's got like large charter plane companies and large private prisons funding him to make him rich for all of this.
I think. Well, personally, I've lived in Spain for a few years. I moved to the States back in 2018. Um, the economy's been in shambles for a long time, and I can guarantee you that they're not inviting. They don't like the Americans. I think that's a fallacy. I think you. I don't know where
There's
you got
tons
that
of countries that are paying you, begging you to move to them. They'll pay for you and they'll give you a fucking house. It's a thing.
And there's also tons of countries on the other side of the fence that respect their borders and everything like that.
Right, but no
So-
other country on earth is paying $180 billion worth of ICE to do immigration enforcement because it's a benign issue. So I would propose to you we enforce any law the same way we're doing border. And for instance, speeding is far less benign. There's 48,000 car crashes every year. And if we went around and took $180 billion and over policed the shit out of every road, we put surveillance and speed cams everywhere, and every single person who went 1 mile over the speed limit, even if it's for half a second, you get a ticket. Well, insurance rates would skyrocket. Traveling, commerce, all of these things would skyrocket in price. It would be cost preventative. It would be detrimental to the economy, detrimental to society. People would be fined out the ass. It's called prosecutorial discernment. So none of this actually makes sense if we regulate it to the same degree we're doing immigration. And I would say that this is, I'm sorry to hear, no one likes to hear this, it's a fascist movement.
That's fair. I mean, you could label it like the labels are fine. I don't think believing in borders is a fascist by any means. I think
Both sides
Trump
believe in
has
borders.
tendencies and like he uses buzzwords and it has created like that MAGA image, like for sure it exists, but there's a bunch of regular people like you and I that believe in borders and believe in the prosperity and the excellence of like the people in the country already.
I think it's a very general, weird way of spelling things out because both sides believe in borders. And if you went strictly off of like who deported more people, you would never vote Republican ever.
Both sides believe in borders.
Biden had a higher rejection rate at the border than Trump.
He had more undocumented immigrants than Trump.
He had more people come because it was COVID.
Yes.
And it was because Trump also put multiple countries on the temporary protective status program, which pretty much just told you, if you're from Venezuela, you come right in. And that's what Trump did 2 days before he left office to sabotage Biden.
Okay, so like I think we're in an agreement here, but like you're almost like using it as a oh the Democrats did it better. No, I think it's an active problem that both people recognize, or both parties, whatever.
I think Trump's
Um,
politicized it, and he's
yes,
done
one
his
hundred percent. You
he's
can't.
done his best to call these people murderers,
1000%.
rapists, poison in the blood of the country. He's called them vermin. He
It's
says they have
disgusting.
bad genetics, and it's just the same kind of rhetoric that would get any political movement going in any country, regardless of the immigration percentages, right? Like, so we have a 3 to 4% of our population undocumented migrants, 40% of which came here the right way, and they just overstayed their visas, which is even more benign. But there's countries out there who are having this same thing happen with politicians running on nativism, and they have like a 20% population of undocumented migrants. Even then, you could still look at the economic metrics and be like, well, it still looks okay.
Yeah, yeah. To scale to, I know what you mean. Man, that's tough, dude. I don't see the sway. It's weird. Like, I really want to like be on the right side, but like, I don't see myself on the wrong side in this view, in this particular, topic. I just don't see it as the wrong side, and it's weird.
Did you know that there was a guy circa 1940s that convinced the entire country that like 1% of their population was fucking up the economy and creating like crime at a higher rate than when they were? But if they had the internet back then, there would be someone like me going, hey, they only did 23 murders last year and there's millions of them.
I know. I get it. Trust me, I get it, bro. Like it's crazy. Like, have you ever spoken? I'm gonna leave after this because, like, I just don't see us like getting anywhere. But I respect your view. Have you ever spoken with like do you have any friends that their family came here legally? And have you ever had the opportunity to like understand the perspective of the hoops and hurdles and the money and the litigation and everything, the privilege, whatever you want to call it, privilege, that I think that's a little far fetched, like we all, like, I came from the same crap hole that like all these Venezuelans are coming from, how Trump would call them. And like my parents, thankfully, by the graces of God and opportunities and things prevailed and they were able to come do it the right way.
Would you
do
you have a kid?
Not yet. I only have a niece.
Would you do anything to protect your niece?
I think about this a lot, actually, and I don't know if I've crossed every possibility, but I think so.
Would you, I don't know, break a law that's like $250 fine to
all day
give her a better future, to
all day
maybe escape the grasp of like a gang that's trying to turn her into a prostitute?
all day.
You really think that those people give a fuck about your friends who had tens of thousands of dollars in 3 years grace period?
I think that's privilege.
That is privilege.
I think the opposite view is privilege. I think the people, with that view, that's a privilege. Like, what do you like? Who are you to judge someone? Like, what?
I don't care about ruining my own economy for the sake of some foreigner feeling better who's on their way in legally. I don't care.
But again, if things are set in stone and there is a right way to do it, and they did it, do you not think that they are, they have a little bit more,
they get legal status. They get all sorts of great things that these undocumented people don't get.
100%. And in that case, bring the Venezuelans, bring the El Salvador, bring everybody, bro.
Yeah, we're
do
it
the right way.
Well, I mean, we've been trying our damnedest to make it easier for you to come legally. And I mean, we've come a long way from Reagan, who gave all of these people amnesty because that was the most sensible thing to do economically, socially. And I think that this is easily something in history that will not be looked at right, will not be looked at kindly. This is definitely going to be labeled a fascist movement.
I mean, I agree with you there. I think I agree with you, but because I think the world is also sensitive. But he's a fascist too, you know? I feel both ways. That's just how it is. I appreciate the conversation, bro. You're interesting.
Thank you.
So, I was gonna look up really quick because I don't want to sound stupid here, but was Trump's you know when he mentioned that gold card Visa thing, is that a real thing he implemented?
He says that he's sold thousands of them, but Howard Luckner just came out and said he's only sold one.
One? Wow. So I was gonna be like, oh, like so like he did make the opportunity to, you know, fast pass it basically, but like considering that I didn't know much of that topic, so I didn't want to really, you know, appreciate that actually. What was the site you were using, Howard?
This is Penn Wharton.
Okay. Penn Wharton. All right, I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna drop out here. I hope you have a great night, man.
You too, man. Thank you. Chill guy. That was chill. Hello.
What's up, buddy?
So,
yeah,
are you a
yeah,
Trump
I'm here.
supporter?
Yes, sir.
What do you like about Trump?
Well, I like that. I just you and your immigration stance is just fucking ridiculous. Do you know that?
How so?
How come you don't have any sponsors living with you? How come you don't have them shacked up with you in your house with your family if you like them so much?
They get their own place. They usually get their own place.
No, but I mean, I'm sure you could provide extra help for a family, crossing the border, like you said, to make a better life. Why don't you open your door for them since you love them so much?
I don't need
Since
to.
you're so pro immigration, open your door for them. Open your family for them.
That's not a requirement for anybody to be pro immigration.
That's not a requirement. I get it. So why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you go look up at the crime rate, how it's risen in France and England from 2015 to now? Go look at it. Pull it up.
Let's do this. Let's just look at our own.
No. Look up
can look at
England
our own.
and France. No, we don't. I'm not talking about us.
Well,
England and France, since they've let all the migrants in from the past years. Look it up.
So if I told you to look at England and France and the fact they have open borders, what would you say?
Okay. That's the same policy you want, isn't it?
No.
Yes, it is.
No, nobody is running on open borders. Can you name a politician running on open borders?
That's what liberals want. That's what you want.
That's, I think, what you're propagandized to think we want.
Okay, so what do you want? You just said it's only a $250 ticket. You said you want, just like Reagan, you wanted to give everybody amnesties. Not what you just said?
I want to make it easier. If there was a way that I could pass a law to make it to where every single person can come in and pay for whatever it costs to do a background check, to make sure that they're not T groups or whatever, I think that would be perfectly fine. And I think you would have a hard time arguing against that, wouldn't you?
No, I wouldn't.
So you'd be for that?
Yeah, but that's never going to happen.
How have we gone?
No country does that.
How have we gone from that to going all the way to deport all of them, regardless of the economic ramifications?
Why won't you pull up France and England's crime rate?
Because I'm looking at ours, and Trump has done a long campaign about 10
But again,
years.
you know why you won't look at it? Because it has skyrocketed. You can't even go sightsee the Eiffel Tower without getting pickpocketed, robbed, or something happening to you. Do you understand that?
Okay. What's their immigration population? What's the percentage of France?
What do you mean? France has let millions in the past couple of years.
It's like 20%.
Bullshit. I'm not going to sit here. I'm just letting you know the crime numbers. I just looked them up.
I'm looking up our crime numbers, and when Trump called them all rapists and criminals,
our crime numbers.
Our
Good
crime
pivot. I
numbers.
like how you pivot like that.
When
I like
this
how
is,
you
we're talking
pivot
about
like
our
that.
country, right? If you want to respond
Look
to
how
the
many fucking population we have compared to these countries.
big dog,
It does. It's you're comparing apples to oranges. It makes no
I know
difference.
we're much bigger. You're right. When we look at 3 murders, when Trump called them all rapists, murderers, but some might be good people, there were 3 murders out of 11 million of them. 3.
No way. No
3.
way. No way. Nobody
I'm
believes
so
that.
sorry this is happening to you.
Nobody believes that,
This
bro.
is from
Not one fucking
CBP.gov.
person.
This
No,
is from
I don't give a fuck.
CBP.gov,
Nobody
dude.
gives a fuck. Nobody cares.
I
Nobody believes
know.
that bullshit, bro.
Can
Nobody.
you tell me the actual
Nobody
number then?
believes that
Can you
bullshit.
tell me the actual number if I'm lying. Tell me
I
what's
can
the
name
actual
3 in
number.
the past fucking couple months. What the fuck are you
Those
talking
have to be
about?
adjudicated.
3 in the past few months that they've
They have to be
announced.
adjudicated.
Adjudicated for what?
Are they guilty already or were they convicted?
Doesn't matter. We
It
have them
does
on
matter.
camera doing it. There's fucking proof.
I'm sure they've highlighted every single murder that's happened.
Okay, but we've seen more than 3 in the past 6 months.
Yeah, you saw 4.
Okay, so how are you gonna sit here and say that
all 4 are on this chart, dude?
No. They're way before that. Way before that. Way before that.
All right, so
Way
whenever
before that.
they're convicted guilty, that will be put on this chart.
Bro, nobody believes this bullshit chart.
It's 100% true, man. I'm so sorry. You were fooled. You
You
were
don't
conned.
have to be sorry.
You
don't have to be sorry.
You were conned.
There's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. If you're so for it, where's your organizations? Where's your, why don't you have your border organizations opened up and helping, sponsoring people? Where you at?
We have plenty of NGOs that do that, and y'all hate it. You criminalize them.
No, you're the one with your pom-poms out for them every day.
I'm out here doing the
You're
social
the one
movement.
Yeah, I see.
what I'm
With
doing.
your pom-poms out for immigrants every fucking day.
Yeah, I like a good economy.
That doesn't help an economy. All the immigrants I know that are here are getting paid under the table. How the fuck does that help the economy?
Because they take that money and they spend it.
Most of them take that money and send it back home.
That's still not even
Okay,
bad.
listen to this. I'm half Lebanese, right? Okay. So in the 90s, in the 2000s, these Lebanese people, these Arabic people I was working with were scamming the shit out of baby formula, okay? I'm talking about making millions of dollars off baby formula. You know what they were doing with that money? They sent it back to Palestine and built $4 or $5 million houses. They got 5, 6 floors with elevators in it. Dude, none of those people make money here and
You've
keep
got a
it
computer.
here. None of them.
I heard you typing, right? You have a computer?
Mm-hmm. None of those people keep money here. None of them.
Type into the Googles, is it bad that people take their money abroad? Type it. Go ahead.
You just said you liked immigrants here because they spend money in America.
They don't have to.
Isn't that what
though.
you just said?
They don't have to. It's not bad if they take it home too.
So if they're here getting paid under the table, okay, shit money, so they're taking the wages down, not paying taxes under the table, and then sending that money out, what is the advantage of having them here?
I'll show you. Whether
what is
immigrant remittances, money sent to foreign countries
You and your
are
chat
bad.
GPT bullshit.
I'm sorry if I Google
Dude.
things. It's a liberal thing.
I see. There's nothing
I
behind
think
it.
you
That's
just
a
want to
fucking
be mad,
machine.
dude. You just want to be mad.
I'm not mad. That's a fucking machine telling you. It has basing off nothing.
It's basing it off of many.
It's doing the
articles.
same bullshit you're doing, pulling up the same bullshit numbers you are.
Listen, don't be mad at me. Be mad at the facts. You
them
were
aren't facts.
tricked, dude. You were conned. We all see you guys as silly
I'm not
geese.
conned at all.
You got
I'm not conned at all. I'm all around immigrants. All around them. Okay? I'm a Beki Arabi. I speak Arabic. I know how many fucking immigrants you,
can
don't
still be
understand how
xenophobic.
many. And guess what they're doing, buddy? They all own stores or they work under the table, and guess what? They're all collecting Medicaid. They're all collecting food stamps.
How do
I'm
you do
telling
that
you
without a
from
social?
firsthand experience. I'm watching it happen.
You're friends with a bunch of
Firsthand
people who are fraudsters?
Yes,
Sounds
firsthand experience. Because you know why? Most of the whole Arabic community is fraudsters. Most of the whole Arabic community are fraudsters. I'm telling you firsthand experience.
Cool, man. Most of the white community's fraudsters.
So you know what they do? Their father, they own a store on the side of LLC, and all the kids say they work there under the table, work just enough to receive benefits, just enough to receive welfare. I'm telling you, I watch it firsthand.
You have to
So
have
while
a
you're
social
sitting here with
security.
your pom-poms out,
You have to have a social security to collect those things.
They're here legally and still doing it.
Okay, then what's wrong with that?
They're here because I'm telling you what they're doing legally. What do you think they're doing illegally? They bring their people here and do the same shit.
Okay.
I watch them. They filter in. I'm telling you, every couple of months they bring in a couple people and reap the benefits again. They even have health care, home health care. They're killing people on the home health care, killing people on it. Literally killing the government on money collecting for these people that are coming in.
Should we
Bro, I'm
deport
telling you,
you and your
scams
friends?
firsthand. I'm telling you scams firsthand that are happening. They're my friends. I'm in the community. I know it's happening. Everybody keeps their mouth shut in that community. That's how it is.
It's not going to
But
fix
I'm telling
anything
you,
as long as we have a felon as president committing more fraud than that.
it has nothing to do with a felon as president. It's been going on for years. It's been going on for years.
I want to see the
It
facts.
doesn't matter who's in
I
office.
want to see the facts. So the fact
Because
that you can
people
be
like you are holding your pom-poms out cheering for them when you don't know what the... How many immigrant friends do you know undocumented? How many do you know personally?
I live in Texas.
How many do you know personally?
Plenty.
How many do you know personally?
Plenty of them.
How many? None. I bet you know fucking none.
I used to own a construction company. I used to pay them regularly.
Dude, listen, construction, my balls. You couldn't even lift up a fucking pallet of shingles, a fucking bundle of shingles.
75 pounds?
Yeah. Carry 2 of them up a ladder for me. Let me see how you do it.
Tried. It's hard.
Yeah. I've done it for years. Years, buddy. Years.
Cool, man.
Let me tell you. Listen, I'm not trying here to bullshit you. I'm not trying to shoot shit up your ass. I know I'm in the community. Like I'm trying to tell you. I firsthand see it.
I'm in
Maybe you
Texas.
don't believe it. I don't give a fuck. I'm telling you what's happening here. And it's all through the whole East Coast. Literally the whole East Coast. So don't sit here and think that people are doing this shit and not collecting benefits. They are.
Sure.
I know. Sure. You have nothing to say. All you want to do is Google shit.
All your friends are
So
legal,
once again,
but at the beginning of this, they were undocumented.
because they bring their family members in. Once they get their feet in here and they become legalized, then boom, they bring in more people. I watch it happen, dude.
Cool, man. We need
I
more
watch
people.
it
We're in
happen over and
population
over.
decline.
Huh? So who gives a fuck?
It's
We
the
got how
worst.
many million? Population, we're still way above how many, besides what, China? Who gives a fuck? We're still overcrowded
Can you
anyways.
name one thing? No, we're not, dude. We could fit the whole population of the world.
No,
into
we're not.
Texas.
How about if you want to leave the LA to go somewhere an hour, you got to leave 4 hours ahead of time. You tell me we're not overpopulated?
Big dog, if
Go
we
sit in traffic in Atlanta.
If we were to take the whole population of the world and condense it into Texas, it would be the same population density of New York City.
Who has the biggest population? We're probably China, right?
India.
I would imagine China. Oh, India. Yeah, that's right. India. Then probably China. Where are we on the map of that?
For 350 million, they're 1.6.
What? Okay. Well, where are we on the map? I'm saying. Where are we at on the scale of population through the world?
20th.
Honestly, I think it's overpopulated now. We need to do a population control.
How? That makes no sense. No, it's not true.
Why doesn't it? Just because people aren't having babies doesn't mean it's not overcrowded, bro.
This is my favorite thing to do.
Any of the biggest cities you go into, you sit in traffic for hours. That's overpopulation, buddy.
That's
what that means.
Population. No, it's not.
It is.
No.
It is.
No.
We don't need to have this many people as we have. Literally. How long do you think these resources are going to last? You don't think we're over? I mean, come on, be serious here. How much longer do you think the world has to last? It's already getting low on resources.
What resources?
I mean, I hear you always say that we're underpopulation. We're fucking way over. Why? We're underpopulation according to a paper, to a book, is what we're supposed to be having?
No, it's the rate of growth, dude.
I mean, all the kids they're having nowadays are all pussies anyways. You got no men, no masculine men left. Nobody in the trades. They're all fucking soft like you. They're all fucking pussies. Huh?
Sure. I think that you guys that are like hyper masculine are so easy to get emotional. And you see me all day, stare y'all in the face while you guys
Bro, you
blow
say
up,
the same
and
shit.
you go 7,000
You say the same
RPMs,
shit.
and I'm chilling at 1, and you guys call me a pussy.
I'm chilling too.
False. You just got kicked.
Aw.
TikTok got him.
What's up, man?
What's up, bub? How you doing?
Nothing. How you been? I haven't talked to him forever. I tried to talk to you yesterday, but we got interrupted. Fucking MAGA.
Yeah.
So the world hasn't ended yet. I'm still kind of upset about that, man. I've been pro asteroid since January. I'm
You know what?
definitely
Fuck it.
pro
Me too,
asteroid
dude.
2028.
Me
What do you
fucking
think?
too, dude.
Yeah. Let's just start over. The Great Reset. Let's call it that. The
I think we need
dinosaurs had
to.
a good idea.
I think what's even closer is my fucking scooter fund, chat. We're $337 out of 500, and we are trying to raise funds so that. Also, I want to get a bumper sticker that says "My other ride is your sister." I really need it.
Does it come with a helmet?
There is a Pickles helmet in the cart. It is pink and it has cutouts for the ears. And if you guys want to fund this, my pay apps are in the link in my bio, and I will be releasing a scooter highlight video when I get it.
Can I be a part of your scooter gang?
You know what? Yeah, actually.
We can get
You're hard
tattoos.
enough.
Yeah. We can get
I've
tattoos.
I've seen you fight.
I'm gonna get a tattoo on my butthole, and everybody's got to see it. That'll be part of the initiation.
I think
Gotta
we
see
should
the
all get
tattoo.
Oslo tattoos on our belly buttons. For the nose is the belly button.
Uh-oh. There's where's that out of?
Massachusetts.
There's a active shooting right now in Massachusetts.
This afternoon.
I saw that. Bro's got like
Yeah.
a silenced AR.
Yeah. Walking down the middle of the road. Oh, that was yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was.
That was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. My bad.
Banana
I thought it was
slings,
active. My bad. It
Neon
was
flip
yesterday.
flops, moto jackets. Let's do this, chat. Ride or die. Let's fucking rage.
What are we gonna call it?
Back when I was in high school, I used to have a skate crew, and we were called the Fat Gypsies. But I think that's a slur now. So
That's not good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not a good one.
yeah.
Pickle riders. I like it. Pickle riders. Pickle riders?
What scooter am I getting? Chat, cover up your lady boners because this is it.
Oh shit.
It's got 2 motors. All right.
2 motors per wheel? 1 motor a wheel?
That's right.
Holy smokes. How fast does it go?
35 miles an hour.
Do you even understand what happens if you hit a rock at 35 miles an hour on a scooter?
You go over it.
Yeah. Yeah. You can die at 35 miles an hour. I'm just putting that out there.
I don't think I'll be topping it out, but it at least is going to have enough juice to get me over hills, especially while carrying pickles in my backpack.
Bro, she weighs 8 ounces. It's not pickles isn't the problem.
She's kind of sediment these days. She's about 14 pounds.
She's 14 pounds?
Mm-hmm.
I have a 145-pound shepherd, man. I don't want to hear about it.
Bet he can't fight.
Bet he can't fight? Yeah. Well, no, actually. He scraps quite a bit.
I'm just kidding.
Why couldn't he fight? Are you calling my dog fat? Is that what you're saying? He's too fat to fight?
Sedentary, not
I'm telling
sediment.
him, hey, Theo.
I'm fucking up my words. I got corrected. Okay, so I have this thing where instead of palatable, I've been saying palpable. And I'm trying to fix it. Love me
You know what
through it,
palpable
chat.
means, right?
Maybe not.
Palpable, just when you palpate something, you feel it, like with your hands. It's a medical term. Like if you're palpating a patient, you're feeling like you're checking the rebound effect on the appendix. You're palpating the appendix. So palpable is. Am I wrong?
Palpable?
That's not wrong. Is that wrong? Somebody said I was wrong.
There's palpable and then palpable. Palpable might not even be a word. Palpating
All right,
liver edge.
When you palpate. Now Ellie's saying I'm not wrong. I'm not sure. I took RSO. Don't be listening to me right now, Pickles. Don't be listening to me.
Proud of you.
My wife said I'm absolutely right with everything, and she is the ultimate decider. So,
And
there you
she's
go.
always right. So
Yeah, she's always right. So there you all go. All
Exactly.
281 of you guys, 51 of you guys.
palpable. Anyways, chat. The scooter is. We gotta get her. We gotta get her. We are taking donations. And yeah. For freedom and democracy.
A scooter for freedom and democracy, huh?
That's right. I also need a new. I have a Kamala Harris walls sticker on my current scooter. I'm gonna be putting another one on my new scooter. Am I gonna get knee pads? I already have those for when I visit Tic Tac.
What happened to the other scooter?
It just has a hard time going uphill.
Oh. Did you hit a rock at 35 miles an hour?
No, it just doesn't go uphill when I have pickles on my back. I just can't take it.
It's pickles, huh? The pickles is the problem. That extra 14 pounds, that's the problem. Yeah.
Tell me with the $20. We're at $357, chat. We are so close.
Nice.
We're so close.
Where are you getting it from? Amazon?
I already have enough for an e-bike from the e-bike store. Guys, no one's been laid driving an e-bike since fucking Vietnam, all right? We are getting a scooter.
Yeah, you think you're going to get a lot of girls with a scooter? Or
Does a bear shit in the woods? Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Things have changed, man. I haven't been on the dating scene in 20 fucking years. I have no idea. You're out here pulling tail on a scooter? That's okay. All right.
It's
I'll
almost not
believe
even
that.
fair. Yeah.
I'm going to call bullshit, actually. I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Yeah. I may or may not be born again virgin.
It's pretty much a motorcycle. Okay.
How you been hanging out with Tommy? Has Tommy been frequenting again?
No, not at all.
No.
I haven't talked to Tommy in almost a year.
Damn.
That's been a while.
A man went past me on a scooter today. I wasn't attracted. Well.
I feel like you just got roasted.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I used to ride bikes on motorcycles. I don't know. I don't know if I'd do I don't know. I'm not a scooter guy. That's what I mean. I'm not a scooter guy.
It's just chill. It's just chill. Like if I want to bring it up and down stairs and in and out of my apartment, it's nice. A bike's just a whole ordeal. Scooter's just, you know.
So hey, man, I'm raising this bird now. We got this bird. It made a nest, right? It made a nest in my porch, like right above the fan. There's a bar that holds the fan up to the roof. The fucking bird made a nest in this thing, and we're like, oh well, they can have a house, so who cares, right? Keep it safe. And then it has babies. So we're like, oh shit, okay, that's cool. Let's see what happens. Well, one of the babies fell out of the nest yesterday. So we went and we put it back in the nest. And it jumped right out of the nest again. We're like, God, listen, dude, this bird, like, he doesn't want to make it. Like, he's not interested in making it because we put him back in the nest. And then we set a camera up there. The mom came, fed it a couple times, and then it just jumps out the nest again. Son of a, so we put it in a little box and brought it in, and then when the sun set, it started calming down. So we're like, hey, we're gonna go put it out there again, and it sat up there in the nest all night long. And as soon as the sun came out, it jumped out of the fucking nest. So we've got a bird now, and the mom, there's 3 other eggs in the nest. So we're like what's going on? Did the mom kick it out? Or I don't think the mom kicked it out because it just keeps jumping out on its own. And we've got this bird and we fed it. It's eating from us, dude. Like we take tweezers and put a little worm above it because I got a garden so I can dig worms up pretty easily. Cut up a worm and I put the worm out and it takes it. Just like it'll put its mouth up like I'm the mama bird or my wife's the mama bird, and it like it's only probably a week or 2 away from being able to fly.
Oh my
Like it's
gosh.
really close to being able to fly, but it's eating worms like we're its parents, man. It's weird. It's a sparrow, so we named him Jack.
Of course.
His name is Jack Sparrow.
Sarah, thank you so much for the $25. We're at 382 out of 500, guys. We are closing in. We're so close. We're so close. Anyway, Jack is a great name, and I don't know. I want to make a joke from a quote, but it doesn't really fit. May this be the time you remember you almost taught Jack Sparrow to fly.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to teach him to fly. That's going to be interesting.
Just give it a,
Just toss him like a football.
You could practice in a bird bath.
Call it the sparrow spiral.
Give it a little Hot Wheels setup. Put it on top of a Hot Wheel and.
I was talking about climbing up on the roof, jumping off, trying to flap quick enough, see if we can get.
Don't Mary Poppins it.
Yeah, Mary Poppins, man. Sure.
I'll tell you how to teach a bird to fly. I'm sure there's a good ChatGPT response for that.
We looked up sparrow sounds on YouTube, and we played the sounds because it wouldn't eat at first. Like it's sitting in the box, and it's just like, I'm pissed. What's going on? I'm scared. We played the sparrow sounds, and as soon as we did that, it's like, it started throwing its mouth up in the air, wanting to be fed. So we tricked it into feeding it. Now the cat's freaking out, man. That cat wants that baby bird so bad, it's not even funny.
Wu-Tang with $25, baby! We're at 417. We're at 417.
Wu-Tang for the
dude.
children.
Dude, Wu-Tang for fucking life.
It's for the children.
Much love, W Wu-Tangs in the chat.
You know that's the name of my Wi-Fi, right?
That's dope.
Wu-Tang for life.
Kind of jealous.
Yeah. Protect your neck. That's the password. Just kidding. That's not the password. What's up, Bill?
I realize I'm in scooter phone to watch while the hockey game is on. Am I into photography? No. I'm a pretty bad photographer.
You know who does photography really well? I was like surprised by how well they were. Fucking Good Trouble. Good Trouble's a really good photographer, man.
Yeah. Good Trouble is just a man of many talents.
Yeah, it's a good reason to hate him.
Yeah, fuck him.
It's like, why are you so good looking and intelligent and can do a bunch of stuff all at once? That's just not fair. I fucking hate you.
And he's got good taste in music.
Yeah,
what a
right?
fucking asshole, dude.
Can't stand that shit.
What a
I hope this doesn't get back to him. I'm actually mutuals with him.
I know. I love him. He's mutuals with me, too. I picture Pickles with a Alicia M4. Um, I have a Sony A7C, which is just like a DSLR meant for content creation. It's not super fancy. But he doesn't have your height. It's true.
I know. Imagine if he was 6'12" like you, Pickles.
Yeah.
He'd be a threat to everybody, to all of the world.
Yeah. Yes, I'm a great photographer. Ask me if you want a lesson. W Heather.
How long you been on, man?
This is my second stream of the day. I think my first one, I don't know, like 3.5 hours. It would have been like 6 hours.
Yeah. You gonna do some gaming tonight?
I don't know. I think I want to finish this movie. Have you seen Heretic?
No.
Oh my God, Ellie with $20 more. Ellie, thank you so much. We're fucking $63 away. $63, chat. I know we've got it in us. Ellie says, belly button piercing, you're so close. Guys, I don't know if I'd ever, oh my God. Imagine if we raised funds to get a belly button piercing. How much MAGA hate watchers would watch that, dude. Heretic is fantastic. I only got to about half of it, but it's like a really interesting movie, seemingly about two Mormon girls who go and try to, I guess, convert this guy at his house. And he, like, it basically turns into this, like, situation where they're, like, locked in with him, and he's kind of trying to make them deconstruct their religion. It seems so far, I haven't gotten all the way through it yet, but he starts talking about the different religions, and he starts with kind of like the Monopoly franchise, and he's like, here's the first game of Monopoly, and then here's the actual like version of Monopoly that got big, and it was like this idea that was stolen from a woman who actually made it, and this guy made all the money, got all the notoriety, while the woman was kind of shafted. And then they've come out with multiple more iterations of Monopoly, and he kind of does the same thing with like the Bible and the Talmud and the Quran, and he kind of gives this great analogy, and it's interesting. You should really watch. But these girls are just terrified at the beginning, as far as I can. Yeah, I gotta watch the rest of it. Hopefully tonight.
It's not a horror show?
It's a movie. It is a horror movie.
Oh, all right. I don't typically do horror shows, but I'll watch it.
Yeah,
it's gotta be good for it to be horror. Like I watched what was the last what was the Jim Crow movie, the horror movie that came out recently? Not Strangers.
Oh,
yeah, the snap is not
Sinners.
Sinners.
Yeah.
Sinners. That was the last horror show I watched.
Yeah.
My wife's into horror shows. I don't know. I've had enough trauma. I don't need to watch it on purpose, you know? I don't know. Not Sinners.
Amy,
did you get a $63 donation?
I got a $25 donation from Amy. Amy.
Nice.
Thank you so much. That puts us at 462. 462. We're so close. 462. Oh my gosh. Highest donor gets to name my scooter. There's room. There's not room. Somebody's already hit that. But you can donate more than $50 and it would pay for the tax. It's very intense movie with Hugh Grant. Yeah, it's called Heretic.
still haven't
for
got
somebody
the-
was asking.
Hugh Grant, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He's all right. He usually does rom-coms, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's he does it well though.
Hmm.
Does it well.
Yeah, we still need a name for the scooter gang. You can't call it a gang though because you're getting in trouble. You have to call it a club. It's a scooter club.
Yeah. Yeah. He
They'll
plays
get
a
you for
terrible person.
terrorism.
Well. Yeah.
He plays a terrible person well. Huh. What are you saying? He's had some issues, hasn't he? He's had some women issues.
Pickle Riders is pretty dope. I just kind of just kind of misogynist.
Yeah. Well, if it's a bunch of guys, it's kind of like a play on words. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right.
Not with you writing it. The Order of the Spotted Pickles. The fermented. That is good.
That's not bad at all.
That is good. That is a zing to
The
it.
fermented. The pickled.
Ooh.
No.
Hell's
Are
pickles.
pickles? No, they're not fermented though. Pickles aren't fermented.
God damn it! Don't ruin it.
Unless you got pickle beer.
Oh my God, Georgia with $40. Thank you, Georgia. Smoochies.
Nice.
We
Guess you're getting a
hit
scooter, aren't you?
our goal, Chad.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Pickles are fermented. Some pickles are fermented. Spicy pickle vodka. Wait, are they? Are pickles?
I thought pickles were pickled.
Wow, that's actually some pickles are fermented, but many commercial pickles are not. Fermented pickles are made using salt, water, brine that encourages beneficial bacteria, create lactic acid. My mouth's watering because I kind of want to try a fermented pickle now. Chat, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. I think I'm just gonna check out right now so that you guys know I use this on my scooter funds. I love y'all. Big shout out to Amy, Georgia. Taffy with $10.
At the Taffy
too.
bot super chatted $10. Correction. There's two types of pickles. You can ferment them with just salt and water and get lactobacteria. Other ones are vinegar based.
All right. Never heard of a fermented pickle. It makes sense then. The fermented it is.
I'm gonna buy some fermented pickles too while I'm on Amazon. First of all, there's only one review on this scooter, and I know there's a few in the same exact price. So let me make sure I'm getting the right one and making the right decision. Do you guys want to shop scooters with me real quick? Of course you do.
I couldn't pick a better thing to do on a Monday, honestly.
35 mile an hour. Cool. Motor. All right. I want exactly.
It's Tuesday.
There we go. Boom, 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 boom. So shocks seem like a necessary thing. No.
What's up with the one with the fat front wheel?
25, 30 mile an hour. I wish there were more reviews on some of these. Vacuum tires, 900 watt, tool suspension, no. No. 50.
Whoa. No, you don't need to go that fast, dude. On a scooter?
Look at this guy, dude.
Oh. What? Are you serious? You're gonna do that? He's not even wearing a helmet.
Bro's going at easily 60 in this photo, by the way. Not standing.
That's AI. That's clearly AI.
T10 electric scooter, 34, 11-inch all-terrain.
Do you hear that bird in the back?
I do. Is that the bird?
It's him.
You want me to take him to see it?
All-terrain, folding, commuter, scooter with dual suspension, LCD display. This one's kind of more my style. But it's only got one motor. Guys, I think the one I found earlier was already the best one. 15 watt peak motor. No. No. Alright. We're pulling the trigger, y'all. $100 delivery. God damn, dude. What? What about e-bike? Guys, I'm telling you right now, it's not the way to go. Segway was rated best for the price. Oh my gosh, look at the bird.
He's just a baby.
I ride
He's
a
a
Harley
little
and word
bitty
about
baby.
pickles on the scooter. I used to ride a cruiser, alright? I used to ride a Vulcan 900.
Anybody want to adopt a bird?
Look at that. Oh my god.
Give him some food. It's like, no.
Oh! Oh!
He's quiet down now. It's like, thanks, guys.
That
So
was
that's our
once in
day.
a lifetime experience right
That's
there.
what we've been doing, man. Okay, I'll tell him that you guys love him. I'll tell him
Thank
that
you.
for you. But you saw how big he is. He's only got maybe a week, 2 weeks left before he's gonna like birds. They grow quick as shit, man. Like there's a reason. You ever heard people say, "Yeah, have you ever seen a baby pigeon?" It's because baby pigeons don't exist. Birds aren't. It's really silly. But there's a little bit of truth to that. Baby pigeons take 3 weeks. By the time they hatch to the time they're flying is like 3 weeks. So your time frame, by the time you realize there's pigeons there, boom, they're already grown and flown off. That's why you don't ever see a baby pigeon, because they grow in 2 weeks. They grow from a baby to boom.
Okay. I am going to pull the trigger. This is gonna be... God, Trump, they're looking at settling the Trump lawsuit. I fucking can't stand it. We can say IRS. Because how are you building a dream rig right now? Are you just building a dream rig? No, we've just raised funds for this. $100 fucking shipping. Total 609. Fuck it. Fuck it, chat.
Doing it?
Yeah, the fucking shipping, dude. It's so dumb that you hide that.
How much is shipping? $100?
$100.
Holy shit.
Those fuckers.
How much do those batteries weigh, man?
I'm sure it's the batteries that are explosive, so you have to ship them in a climate control.
That might, like, before you pull the trigger, look to see if there's free shipping on a different one. Like, if you get prime shipping on one and saves you $100, shit. It's coming from the moon, Bill. That's why it costs so much.
There's only one option for the shipping. All right, before we pull
You
the
got a
trigger,
Christian nationalist in your queue.
RC, I'm out here starting a scooter gang.
It's a scooter club.
Christian nationalism is so base. Stay mad, I guess. Oh, now he's quiet.
RC, do you know how important what I'm doing is right now?
I hope you build this well, man. You get your scooter gang together.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can do water gun
roll over your
drive-bys.
toes, RC. I'm gonna kick you in
That's
the
not
shins
nice.
and roll over your toes. Yep. I know. I'm not nice. I never said I was.
I'm gonna outrun your scooter.
Yeah. It goes 35 miles an hour, buddy. Good luck. I'm like a
That's
cheetah.
actually kind of fast.
I know. Prepare your
Well,
toes.
I'm not trying to kill your scooter vibe. I thought it was a debate, so
Nah,
enjoy
not really.
your scooters.
There's nothing to debate with you.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, okay.
We're
Go
not
go
allowed
harm
dirt bug
somebody
club.
elsewhere, man.
I'm not
in our
harming
presence.
anyone.
Yeah, you're very
Opinions.
harmful. You're very harmful to marginalized communities. Go do it elsewhere.
Well, enjoy the scooter, Pickles.
Yeah, man. Go be mediocre elsewhere. Good
Sorry
luck.
about your wiener size.
Scooter club.
When you start looking for bum plugs, RC will let you know. I don't know. Guys, we could honestly, if you guys are helping me look this up, why? How does this
You know
make sense?
Temu
All
sells
three
butt
of these
plugs,
are
bro?
listed 2400, 1000, 750-watt power motor. What does that even mean?
It means too much. Too much power.
That's 3 different specs. What the fuck? $28 miles an hour.
Is it like slow, medium, and fast? Does it have like a turtle and a rabbit speed? Hey, did you know they sell butt plugs on Temu? They sell all kinds of stuff on Temu.
Would you be one of the custom stickers on it? Would you put one of my custom stickers on it? Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Voltage turns on how fast we'll go. Rabbit speed is no joke.
No, I don't think they're used, but could you imagine having to go to the emergency room and explain to the doctor why that... Never mind. I'll stop.
100% maximum climbing angle. This one looks better. Free delivery.
See, I told you, man. Save you $100.
Muting and leisure. 36 miles an hour is what I'm talking about. Why is
There you go. And it's free delivery.
why doesn't it?
No, Kate, Kate. Yeah, I was a paramedic my entire career, and I've at least 3 times I can remember. Yeah, they fall in the shower. They fall in the shower, and they fall on things like bottles, and yeah, that's usually the excuse. I fell in the shower, and this shampoo bottle happened to go up my. Okay, get on the bus. We're going to the hospital. It happens, man. Happens. Yeah, shampoo bottle, well, whatever it is. They always claim that they were in the shower and they fell, and it just happened to lodge itself. I've never seen a light bulb. That would be Your asshole's got a great idea.
It's dual motor. Okay, this is dual motor. 37 mile. Does this have a different spec sheet? Of course not. Dude, what is wrong with these scooter cells?
Shakuna, have you guys watched the new Scrubs?
Mm-mm.
You haven't? Did you watch the old Scrubs?
No.
No? Bro, Scrubs is by far the best comedy sitcom that's out there. By far. It's genius. It's absolutely genius, right? They had it on for 9 seasons the first time. It was seasons 1 through 9. Season 9 sucked so bad. It was horrible. 1 through 8, absolutely brilliant. Now, it went away for, God bless it, 10 years? It's been gone for a while. Like, they haven't made one since like 2000. No, I think it's been like almost 15, 20 years. But anyway, they just came out with another Scrubs. It's Scrubs 2.0, essentially. And I was really, really anxious about it when I heard about it. I'm like, I don't know if it's going to be good, because it's never as good the second. The second one's fucking great. This season, so they've got 9 episodes out in this next season, in this whole season. They've only got 1 season out, but it's excellent. They've really hit it. They hit it on the old school Scrubs. It's back. It's definitely back. So I would highly suggest get on Amazon Prime and check it out. Watch it. They don't have everybody like Dr. Cox is in it. Kelso is not in it. Ted passed away. He's not in it. You know who's in it though? This is really exciting. Jeremy and Darcy. They're on TikTok. Jeremy and Darcy. You know who I'm talking about? Pickles?
don't,
Anybody? No? Anyway, Darcy is in Scrubs. The janitor is not in Scrubs. The old janitor isn't in Scrubs, but Darcy took his place. So yeah, a TikTok celebrity is in Scrubs now.
Nice.
Yeah, and he does a really good job.
Okay, I'm looking at this. And this looks like it's been rebranded on the Amazon shop. This little light thing, this base.
Dude, 40 plus miles an hour. You can keep up with cars. Hooch is crazy. Hooch is in it. Hooch is in it. Yeah, Mary, go watch it. You can binge it. It's got 9 episodes out. Watch all of them. So what are you thinking?
I just had it picked out. Where was it? No.
Have you ever gone that fast on a scooter before?
I've gone that fast on fucking longboard.
On a longboard? 35 miles an hour on a longboard? Were you getting pulled by something or going downhill?
Going downhill. It's very fast on a longboard. It's very, very fast.
It's fast on a scooter. Bro, it's fast on a motorcycle. Like 30 curbs aren't forgiving at 35 miles an hour. Like you don't get a second chance, right?
No, I skateboarded most of my my teens, so I know how to fall.
Okay. All right, man. Be safe, bro. On a 200 motorcycle is like a 250cc. That's enough. That'll take you down, man. That'll do some damage. 250cc on a dirt bike.
This is it. This is the one.
Yeah, you're not in your teens anymore, babes. That's what it most is. 40 years old doesn't heal as quick as 17. And put a brain bucket on. Jesus Christ, dude.
I'm putting one on Pickles for sure.
Put one on you. All right. I've already said this in this conversation. As a paramedic, we call motorcycles donor cycles. Put a fucking helmet on. Put a helmet on. Because after that, man, we're just going to take your body parts and give them to somebody else who can use them.
I am a donor, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody would
don't
definitely
do it too
take
soon.
better care of my. All right, you don't get to see that.